Are
feel
we gonna
so
be able to
bad.
look at the comments?
Hmm?
Yeah, Janet can read the
I
comments for
can, yeah, I can
us.
see the comments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brr, brr, brr.
We're live.
We live. We
We're
live.
live.
Yes, ma'am.
Live and in action. Is Jeremy in here? Jeremy was the first one. Jeremy, say hi if you're still in here. But okay, no, he's not
You can
here
see the
yet. I guess
comments.
he left. Yeah, I can see the comments on StreamYard. You can't see him?
Let me see. Oh, okay, I can see them.
Yeah. So Jeremy, come back whenever you see us. We're so sorry we're late. Um, I think someone's in. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our live. Maybe we should talk about like how come there's no episode today? Let's start there.
I mean, technically, there's an episode today. What do you mean the other? You mean the other 3 weeks that they haven't been an episode?
Yes, like we haven't had an episode. Okay,
There
so
was
we're
an episode last week.
what episode was that?
Wasn't that the whatchamacallit?
The adoption and
Yeah.
infertility.
Yeah.
That was like 2 weeks ago.
Was it?
3 weeks.
Yeah.
ago.
That was like
Let's
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks is a stretch. 3 weeks is a stretch.
This is a long time. Like we need to figure it
the
out.
studio is booked and busy, okay?
Yes. So first and foremost, let's say hello to anyone who's on our live right now.
Yes. Welcome to the live.
Welcome to our live. My name is Sarah. This is so weird. Do I introduce our panel? Janet, Emmanuel, Christine.
I mean, all our names are on the.
Yeah, our names are on here.
True.
But
Right.
we wanted to do a little live show because, as you guys could see, we did not have an episode today. Full disclosure, our studio is getting very, very popular, so it's been really difficult for us to have like get studio time. So we decided just to do a live show. Jeremy said, y'all really want the podcast to be big, or y'all just doing it for the love of the game? That's a good question.
I mean, for the love of the game, is wanting it to be big, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we do enjoy doing it. But of course we want to grow. But I think we're also understanding it's a long game too. And honestly, we're still trying to figure out like what works best. Like even with the studio being booked and stuff now, it's like, okay, do we do seasons or do we mix live episodes with recorded episodes, or like what is the play so that we can kind of like run with it? Because I mean, up to like about mid-year, we've been really consistent with having an episode. Pretty much, we've only skipped like I think 1 or 2 weeks when we went on vacation. But like now that the studio has grown so much, it's like now we're having to take a step back and figure out, okay, what do we do when we can't get like our
into the studio
time? You know?
Yeah,
that's a really good question.
I love that question.
You should have your own studio.
So then I think that answers like, okay, if we want our own studio, then that means we're doing it to get big, because we can't invest into a studio if like we don't want to we got to make our money back. We got to make our return back. So I think it's like a little bit of both. Like obviously it is a passion project for us, and we do want to get big, because I think the bigger it is, the more of an impact we can make.
That's true.
I want to get all philosophical and stuff, but
no, it's a really good question, and like logistics too, because sometimes we're not like, if we have to record during the weekday, like for now, for example, I'm not even at home. Like I'm in a hotel room. People have different work schedules. The studio is not open on Sundays. It's harder to do like a weekday shoot, which might sound like excuses, but when you have like a panel, it's hard to coordinate so everyone's like able to make it, you know?
Yeah. But we're working on it, but we're at home today, as you guys could see, and we just wanted to kind of like connect with our people since we couldn't get into the studio. And hopefully this is something that we could kind of do in between like recording, because I know a lot of people ask us to like do something like add more content. So maybe we can still like do this, like even if we are at the studio, we can add this as like supplemental.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something.
Hi, Emmanuel.
Emmanuel. I was gonna say something. I was doing the intro. What was I gonna say? Oh, so today, I guess like what we're gonna talk about today. So today we're gonna talk about like we're going to catch up with our audience, topics, current events, and also we were going to kind of discuss like our new segment that we want to with you guys, which is kind of like a dating, like a Pan-African dating segment. But let us know how y'all think about it. We're actually gonna kind of like go into detail, and maybe y'all can give us feedback. Yeah. Emmanuel, do you want to say something? Go ahead. Okay.
Now he muted himself.
Emmanuel, where have you been, low key?
Right.
You've been jet setting and traveling and
vacationing, setting up some stuff for my brother. So like, I'll be back. I'll be back on stream soon. So that's gonna be fun.
You're gonna be a streamer?
I'm gonna do more streams. So like, my main focus is just gonna be having like more content out there. And so yeah, we're gonna see how this goes. It's gonna be a little bit of fun. Watching me and my brother on our weight loss journey in Minnesota.
Minnesota,
like that.
Mm-hmm. I'll be back here when y'all need me.
Are you moving to Minnesota or what's going on?
Yeah, I'm gonna be in Minnesota for 6 months. So
what?
From the 15th.
There's a lot of South Sudanese in Minnesota, so
I know.
Why are you just leaving us like this?
I'm not leaving. I'm gonna be back every 15th. So I'm gonna be at one episode a month.
6 months is crazy.
You get too.
Nah, it's not even like that. It's just like I realized like I needed for my content because my content is kind of getting to a point where I'm like, okay, this is getting serious, and I'm like, I want to invest in myself. So I was like,
yeah,
I just got a sponsorship with a peptide company, and
what?
So that's one of the reasons I had to take.
Emmanuel's making money content creating.
No, he's like, you see the subtle, like the subtle, I'm just in LA.
The energy has shifted, okay? The price
a little
has gone
up. Yeah. But what's been going on with you guys?
A long time, okay? Like, I hope you don't leave us and no longer be a Texas resident anymore.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I'm gonna be back in Texas.
6 months is a long time to just
we'll talk off screen about something. So.
Okay. Oh no! Tell us. Is it juicy? Tell the audience.
It's something for the podcast.
What is it?
But yeah, like when I was telling y'all about investing in a studio, yeah, I was talking to the homie about it, and he has all the equipment. He's just looking for a place to rent. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Might as well put my money in where my mouth is and be like, it can be consistent because we can.
You're gonna invest. You're gonna invest in the studio.
We're talking business.
Yeah.
Emmanuel got big money. What?
Listen, the price went up. Okay, yesterday's price is not today's.
Not today's price.
Yeah.
But what's been going on? Like, what's been going on in the world? Things that you guys wanted to talk about? Anything like y'all in particular have seen? I wanted to. Okay, have y'all seen like the Joe Budden podcast and that little rift between Mark Lamont Hill and the co-host Flip?
Yes, I have.
And how it started a whole. Have y'all seen that?
I saw like something on it on X, but I didn't go deep enough to really see what they were talking about. Please, context.
So the whole conversation, just to break it down, it kind of sparked because he got in an argument. Mark Lamont Hill and the other co-host, his name is Flip. Yes, Flip. They got into an argument. I don't really know exactly what the argument was about, but it kind of turned into. I know Flip was saying like he was like, you use all these big words. And Mark Lamont Hill was like, I don't use big words. You just don't understand what I'm saying. And it kind of turned into this dialogue between like this state of like anti-intellectualism. Like this, like, just like nowadays, I don't even know like where to start. Because another podcast with a whole bunch of Black scholars, they were telling Mark Lamont Hill, they're like, you need to get off that podcast. You need to come home. Like you need to come home to back to your roots, because he's Dr. Mark Lamont Hill he's a scholar, like he's a historian. And so there's like this debate going on about like anti-intellectualism in the Black community, and like kind of like how Black scholars are putting themselves above like the everyday Black person, and how that causes a rift in the community. And it was a lot. It was
actually interesting. Yeah.
I thought it was very interesting. And surprisingly, Joe Budden responded back in a way that I was like, oh, I kind of agree with Joe Budden.
What he said.
Joe was absolutely right, like in his response.
Yeah, do you want to say the response?
So Joe
and maybe you can break it down better than I did, Emmanuel.
Joe was responding to Angela Rye in her podcast, who are ironically underneath Charlemagne the God's Black what's called network.
Black Effect.
Black Effect Network. And there's a little bit of tension between Joe and Charlotte, but we're not gonna get onto that. But Angela Rye basically was getting at and insinuating that she would never have a conversation with somebody like Flip. And she said that she felt like
Which
Mark
one is
was
Flip? Is he the heavier one?
Yeah, Queen Flip.
Okay.
He's a comedian like myself, so I'm going to have to defend it. Right. And when you watch this show, Flip has a tendency to like be misunderstood because he stutters a lot. But like when he tries to have these conversations, he's actually willing to learn. And if those people actually had watched the podcast, they would know that the conversation between Flip and Mark wasn't really about what they were talking about. That conversation was about, number one, Mark's value on the podcast and a little bit of money talk underneath. And Flip has a tendency to, get underneath people's skin by checking their gangster. And Mark is he ain't scary. He's from Philly. So that whole conversation.
Angela said like she told Mark to come home. Like he needs to come home back to intellectualism, back to like his roots. And Joe Budden's response was like, he is home. And he was like, we're Black men with maybe we don't have the same like intellectual background, but we're Black men with similar experiences. And he's like, and when Mark Lamont Hill lost his job to a white, where did he used to work at? Like, was it a white network?
He was in CNN.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, when he lost his job at CNN for standing up for Palestine.
Fox also.
Yeah, so when he lost his job with like the big networks, Joe Budden is the one who gave him a job. So he's like, who else?
Joe didn't give him because Mark was already he still was getting paid as a teacher because he works at what's called university. I forgot what the university was called. Joe did give him the job back in media again.
Yeah, so that was the whole thing. But I see it both ways. I want to know how y'all feel. Jeremy said that intellectuals can be condescending.
Yes.
What did Flip say afterwards? Did he have something to add on to it afterwards?
Well, ironically, both of them they were cool with it because they both had that conversation. They said Mark was like, okay, I did get overheated and I did get in my feelings, and Mark was already a little edgy at the end. But when the Joe Budden podcast talked about it, they're like everybody misconstrued it to a different thing than what it actually is. And that's where the problem lies. It's like their perception of Flip is why Angela Rye was so in the wrong, because she was like, oh, this person's an idiot. He's clearly going after Mark. When Mark really kind of started the antagonizing part of that whole bit. Yeah. And when you watch it over again, you're like, oh yeah, Mark was initiating that. And Mark was kind of in the wrong. But at the end of the day, Mark is perfect in that environment, because as a Black man myself, as a person who probably wouldn't have watched Angela Rye's podcast, listening to Mark is a great perspective, number one, and it enlightens people who would have probably shifted more to the right on that podcast. And Joe has been very intentional with how he's presenting this podcast and pushing more for Black intellectuals and for Mark to be on there. So it's ironic when she says that the way that she did, because one of her co-hosts did check her on it. It was like, that's not right for Mark to belittle him and say, oh, you're not my intellectual equal. And for her to say, oh, I shouldn't teach you because you're not my intellectual equal, that's not a what's the word for it? that doesn't equal to somebody that wants to educate people. That's not what a teacher would say to a student. That's the worst way to approach it.
I do, and that's the part, because the conversation is nuanced, which is why I like the conversation, because I do think that there's an issue with anti-intellectualism, especially in this day and age. Anybody can create a podcast, anybody can get on a microphone, and nowadays, nobody fact checking isn't cool. Being correct isn't even cool anymore. It's having the most outrageous takes that, and I really do think that there is credence to that argument. However, Mark Lamont Hill being on that podcast is a benefit to that community, because he's supposed to add to that space and be the intellectual in that space and give back. So to kind of say come home don't you want him to be in that? Don't you want him to reach a certain audience so that we could all become like a little bit more like Mark? You know what I mean? So I don't know.
And I'm gonna piggyback off Jeremy's comment, but also it's like, where is home?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Because his comment mentions a lot of intellectualism is misguided because it doesn't lead to Black empowerment. Most intellectuals want to integrate and assimilate into white society, which destroys Black identity, culture, and DNA forever. So,
that's talented 10th right there. You know what I'm talking about? The Jack and Jills, the super uppity Negroes, as they would call it.
Jeremy said intellectuals can be condescending.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Well, I agree with that, but like at this, like we need intellectuals. I'm sorry, I'm at this point where I'm like,
okay, so I didn't watch the clip, so I'm not gonna speak on anything that I didn't watch to know. But one thing I don't really think it's that deep from the way it's described. It's like he came at him and said something crazy, and he clapped back, and it's like we just keep the you know. It's
maybe we could even pull it up. And like maybe like a small clip.
If he said a comment, like he said a big word, and he was like, "Oh, you know, using these big words," and he's like, "Well, you can't understand them." To me, that's like a quick little back and forth that you might have. And then
they was arguing. It was a bad argument.
Yeah.
No, but
was it an argument during the podcast, or was it like afterwards?
Yeah, and that's another thing. So Joe Budden clapped back and was like, clapped back at the intellectual, saying that he is a part of this community. Like we're further separating Black people when we do this little hierarchy between like intellectuals and like non-intellectuals. But the thing that Joe Budden, he's the one who posted that. He could have cut that whole entire thing.
But I think it's healthy.
He left that. No, it's not healthy because he left that clip of them arguing, and it's like almost like you're adding on to the stereotype. You know what I mean? Of like we're supposed to represent like.
But if you're gonna bring those two different types of people on one platform, that's gonna happen because I think it's a reflection of regular everyday life. Like if you bring someone who is intellectual into like a barbershop with a whole bunch of just regular, like regular niggas.
That's exactly what it was giving. It's giving barbershop talk with the professor. Like, and those two worlds blending.
Like vibes. You know? So of course it's gonna clash at some point. I think that's just natural.
But those two worlds are supposed to interact like that. Like I'm gonna be honest with y'all. As a Black man, that kind of interaction happens all the time. And it's not to the point where like Mark and Flip really do love each other, right? And they do rock with each other. At least from what I perceive from the podcast and what I've seen. And I think it's healthy to see two Black men in an angry state and in like a heightened emotional state. Even the intellectual one being able to be like, you know what? Hey, come outside. Let's talk about this outside. And still being able to come back to the podcast later and be like, you know what? I was out of pocket. I did get overly emotional. And then the Western world doesn't blow up over it and be like, oh, look at these Black men who are just angry. What's called when you clearly see that Mark is educated as hell and Flip is trying to learn. And so for me, that's my biggest problem with intellectuals is like they can take themselves away from the community and what they can say can be way more anti-Black than the people that are ignorant to it, because you perceive that your education somehow takes away from your Blackness, or your privilege of education over another Black person makes you better. And that's a crazy way to put it. And that's where Angela Rye, I think, was wrong. Now, is there anti-intellectualism in the community? Yes. But like Joe Budden is combating it way more than Angela Rye and them doing that bullshit. I mean, my bad.
Joe Budden.
Sorry, you want to jump on the live?
I saw Tyrik's comment. Tyrik said China passed a law that influencers that want to talk intellectual stuff have to have a degree. I saw that, and I love that.
It's like law, medicine, finance.
Yes. Yeah, if you want to talk about finance, you want to talk about law, you want to talk medicine, like you have to have a degree. I actually think that's a great idea.
I think that's bad though, because grassroots movements. I remember I was watching FD Signify and he pointed this out. He said,
"Yeah, I think a degree is a lot."
Some brothers could be so uppity with their degrees, especially like, for example, the Black Panther movement. They had some brothers who were so uppity that they said jazz was ghetto music, right? But there were also hood monks in the Black Panthers, and there are people who didn't have the education and who still were able to progress and still gave insight and knowledge that was better than even some of the people who were up and got their degrees and could give an angle and an approach that was different than anybody else because they were just that's smart and they were active in the community. And you gotta have both, because how are you gonna speak a language to a people that you've been so far gone from, and that all you can speak is the intellectual talk, when you can converse with somebody else and teach them as you grow?
But I don't think having the degree automatically just puts you in this elitism of like intellectualism. Yeah. And the reason why I say that is like, even right before the podcast, it's like perfect timing. But I was watching a video on PCOS, and it was a Black OBGYN, and she's basically explaining about like how she healed her gut, and she has PCOS, but she's also a doctor. And even in how she was explaining the video, she used medical terms, she had visuals, she was educated. She wasn't just like, drink this tea, or this is how I did this in 7 days. Like, she had the scientific research and knowledge to actually speak on the topic, to where if you were struggling with that and you needed assistance, you can go to her video and know that she is actually qualified to speak on it. So I think like it's twofold. Yes, you do need, freedom of speech, like be able to talk about things that you are naturally interested in and have experience in. But I do think having at least concrete knowledge, you studied it, talking about, I think that's important. Just because there are a lot of people too that are just out here saying things, and it's like, who is vetting you? Like, how do we know that just because you got 100,000 likes on it?
I think that's free speech and the internet colliding to where anyone with a smartphone could technically start a podcast if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Now, whether people listen or not, that but
but I agree, because not everybody can afford like having a degree or going to get that certification, but that doesn't mean that they're not knowledgeable or not able to like obtain knowledge. So I do agree with that, but it's just like, and I'm so over this age of misinformation and disinformation. Like, I'm so over it. Like, it's exhausting. And a lot of people get rewarded for spreading like false information. I don't know. It's something about this day and age where it's like worse. Like, we got the red pillars that like, they just say anything. And then like, there's like a whole bunch of different groups that are pushing like just super radical ideas, and they're not fact checking. Is what I don't care. You can be whatever you want to be. You can be radical. You can be whatever, but like at least have the stats and like information to back it up. But they just say anything.
So maybe said why wasn't him and KK invited? Janet, please add the link. It really wasn't like.
Are those real plants? Are you sending me $1.99 to buy real plants, Tariq?
Tariq, wow. I want some. I don't have no plants in here.
Don't be clocking my plants.
I just he really is a botanist.
He's a plant dad.
Oh, you are? Okay, sorry. I just passed.
Tariq? Emmanuel Tariq, yeah.
Okay. We got to answer why we didn't invite
I'm sending the link right now, so y'all better join.
The reason why we didn't invite y'all initially, because I don't like to bother people. You know what I'm saying? I know Emmanuel's down to do a live. Like, I don't know.
Are you calling me a screen whore? Is that
what you're saying? But I mean, I just know like if I ask you, you'll do it. But I don't want to like be like, Tariq and KK, y'all want to get on live? And then it's like they feel obligated, like, all right. You know what I mean? So that's why. But y'all always welcome. But next time I'll send the link in the group chat. But actually, anybody can get on.
The topic that we were just talking about, I'll push back on Emmanuel and play devil's advocate. Sometimes, though, it's the opposite, to where, they'll be like, oh, you talk white, like in the Black community, or you can't, like, and I know you probably hate that argument, but I will say also.
My argument is with Angela Rye. It's not with anybody that's an intellectual.
Let Christine finish.
Got it. And the reason why I think Mark being on the Joe Budden podcast is actually good is, one, because we do need to be talking to each other, especially if we have different opinions. And two, just because you're not able to articulate yourself in the best way doesn't mean you're not smart, right? And I think that's one thing that a lot of people get mixed up, is just because you are able to articulate yourself and use big words doesn't mean that you're smarter than someone who maybe just talks like an everyday person, and maybe he's from the streets, maybe comes from a different background. They could be smarter than you. They might not be able to put their point across in a way to where it seems intellectual, but they could be spitting facts too. So I think it is important for them to be on the same podcast. If we just separate and put like intellectual people on one podcast and then regular everyday people on another podcast, then it's like, where are we having the conversation, especially Black community wise? to
Yeah,
where
no, I agree.
everyone's
I feel
a part
like
of the community.
yeah. Yeah, no, I think I think Mark Lamont Hill is perfect for the podcast. Like, I feel like that was what was needed, because that was my biggest criticism. Like, I don't watch all of Joe Budden's show, but I felt like it was like barbershop talk, which is cool. But I think,
Right.
like, if you're gonna push it out to where it's like visible to the world, and you have like one of the biggest platforms now, like you do have to have some actual statistics, like some actual facts to back up, like not just opinions,
Right.
So that's where Mark Lamont Hill could actually be a benefit. But I will say my criticism to him is, like, I feel like he pushes back enough. Like, he tries to be,
Who, Mark?
he wants to, yeah, I think that he doesn't want to intimidate or be too overbearing with like his knowledge and his degrees, that he kind of like settles in and tries to just kind of smooth sail. Like, he doesn't really correct or stand in his intellectualism as much as he should, in my opinion, from like based on.
Well, this is a perfect example because he used one big word and it's like,
and that's what I'm saying. And that is the issue.
Tarek said Joe Budden is an instigator.
I agree. But isn't it dope though that Mark left like I don't know where he used to work, but left like big TV networks and was able to come and get hired by a Black man like Joe Budden?
I love that. Shout out to Joe Budden for that.
He can give this man a job who used to work for these big networks, and he can come and get on the Joe Budden. I think that's
also
dope.
The fact that a Black man has a network, that his network gets bigger views than CNN and these other networks that supposedly are the big ones now. That a Black man owns that much.
But
that's on the
on the other hand, isn't it crazy that a man with the degrees and knowledge that Mark Lamont Hill has gets hired by someone that doesn't, not even close to like his degree, like his level of like intellectualism?
Yeah, but that's this day.
Isn't that wild?
Now, like that is
wait, time out. See,
I'm just trying to flip it on his head.
Little shade.
Crazy about to say, because Joe has been able to stay relevant and has been. He probably has a PhD in hip hop. If we're being honest with ourselves, because the man was able to have
consistent too with this pod. I don't know how many years they've been doing this podcast, but
they've
been doing it for a while.
When Joe Budden talks about hip hop and like the industry, I could rock with that. It's like when he starts getting into this misogynistic, this social commentary stuff, I'm like, oh, he could use a little bit of help.
Y'all really listen to Joe? Because I think people's perception of Joe versus what he actually says two completely different things.
I don't. Y'all have to listen to Joe. Where does it come on?
It's not like a podcast that I would tune into, but every now and then they got.
Where does it come on? What channel do it come on?
On all platforms. Come on, shout out to Joe. Shout out to JPB. I'm sorry, man. That's one of my favorite pods.
I don't have no problem with Joe Budden. I really don't have no problem with his podcast. I think it's good for what it is. Like, I don't watch everything. I just see the clips.
I don't feel like I'm his demographic, but like I can. I'm not a hater. Like, he is doing his thing. He's been consistent, and every now and then I'll catch a clip and obviously somebody's watching it.
I like his hip hop takes.
The Doechii episode. You have to watch it. I think.
Okay, I'll watch that. So because he's a hip hop head, so we're gonna like the Doechii episode.
Or who?
Doechii.
Oh, Doechii. I'm like.
We have a few comments. I can't really read them all.
So Tarek. Well, let me kind of go back. I'll do Tarek, and then I'll go back a little bit. But Tarek was saying that yes, Mark sometimes settles. He said that his interview with Candace Owens was disappointing. And then he also mentioned that Mark was fired, in quotation marks, because he was the first person to talk against the Palestine and Israel
genocide. Yeah.
Mark's principle. Also, he spoke about, so they will do some BS sometimes. Because when Mark talked about all the people that he lost in Palestine, they kind of didn't handle that well. And that's one time I'll say, Joe's not good with real deal, like Israel conversations. Because he's really very cognizant of the industry that he's in, which is the music industry. And that's something that's why sometimes when Mark does speak about certain things like that, he's like, oh, kitty gloves. But Mark is one of the people that he'll stand on what he says, and he believes that he'll get the flat for it. And that's why I respect Mark, because he's been doing it forever. He's one of the first people to make me look at myself and look at my old Christian values and be like, wait, hold up. What is happening in Palestine? What is happening in this area? And then it made me realize, indoctrination from the church. That's what it was. And it's not just the regular church. I'm talking about the evangelical white Christian nationalist church that just we all grew up a part of, especially when you come as an immigrant here, because that's the first church that you're introduced to, and you don't get to understand the other halves of it. So shout out to Mark.
Yeah.
That
Shout
was
out
a
to
good little topic.
I wanted to go back because Emmanuel had a comment back about like 10 minutes ago or 15 minutes ago, but it was in regard to AI. And he was like, as AI continues to automate content creation, personalization, and even fact checking, how do you see the role of human creativity evolving in the media industry over the next 5 years?
And I think he added, like, how do we as LOS?
Yeah.
Who asked that?
Emmanuel. And then he said, where do y'all foresee LOS? No, not
comment.
Okay.
Yeah. He said, where do y'all foresee LOS headed in that same time and space?
With the whole AI and how it's affecting content creation. Man, that was a really good question. I saw that.
Yeah.
I mean, on one hand, it can be discouraging because of the way that AI is able to easily replicate content that us as real people can work so hard to come up with the concept of and to put together. Like, down to the music. I was hearing some AI music like the other day and it was fire. And I was like, oh, this is bad. So the fact that now there's like this AI, what is it, influencers? And there's times lately where I'll see something and then I'll look at the comments and they'll be like, oh, that's AI. And I didn't even catch it in the moment. So it's kind of discouraging on one hand because it's like, dang, like it's developing so fast. Like, what are we going to do? But on the other hand, it's like for the love of the game, right? Like we genuinely enjoy being able to have these conversations and meet with other people from our community and maybe who may not be in our community but are interested in our community. And that's why I think it keeps us going. And I look at like big podcasts like the Joe Budden podcast, like Joe Rogan, for example. He has one of the most successful podcasts and he was doing it for years before anyone even paid attention to it. And that's what gave me the mindset of like, don't do it if you wanted to pop like next month. So that like coming into it, it was always a long game. Like I said at the beginning, like it wasn't something that it was like, okay, if this doesn't work in 6 months, we're going to quit. It's like, it's like a passion project. So we enjoy doing it and we do want it to grow and we do want to grow it. But I don't think that we're going to stop even if AI.
Like, like if we did this for money, if we did this for money, then like we wouldn't be doing this. Like we like, like obviously we want to grow, we want to make like, we want to be able to pour back into our community.
We will.
Yes, absolutely. We are growing and we will like achieve all of those things. But if that was the main reason why we were doing it, then I don't think I personally don't think we'd be doing that. We really do it because like we love having these conversations. I feel like we have important conversations. Like
also the platform, right? Like we are creating a South Sudanese based platform, African diaspora, whatever you want to call it, to where other people can like join in on the platform. So I don't think that that's something that AI can take away. Like when we had the Australian lawyer who was coming on and letting us know about the South Sudanese boys who got killed. He came on our podcast because our audience is targeted towards people who would actually care about that topic. So I think building the platform is what is going to help us be able to like keep going even with AI coming out, because AI cannot replace real people. And real conversations,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like I feel like we admire human to human interaction. So AI is beneficial because it's like it can help us as humans, but I don't want to sit and watch an AI podcast for an hour. I hope we get to a point to where it's that
like that is crazy because it's not even like it's not somebody's real thought.
We want honest, we want truth, we want human, we want real. So I don't think it could affect it as much as we think it could.
Right.
But it is making its way in different capacities. So
it's crazy because it's like they're modeling everything off of us. Right. We are real people having real conversations. So I think we have to be even more real in the sense of like be even more human, more, I guess, vulnerable, more transparent, not telling all your business, but doing something that the AI can't replace, which is
connect.
Oh yeah, like your real experience. They can't replicate your experience. Yeah.
Ironically, that's what they suggested was going to happen with like newer influencers and the way that influencing is going to change. It's not going to be about aesthetics. It's not going to be about the same way that people thought influencing was, which was like that shallow back in the day stuff. It's going to be really about honesty and being really human, and that's something that like AI can't ever replace and can't ever take. Especially when like as a stand-up comedian, I've even seen some of the stand-up with AI. It's like, yeah, you can be a good joke writer, you can do all that stuff, but it's like at the end of the day, the really being there and in person is always going to be being online and all that stuff. Like I love doing my online stuff, but at the end of the day, the truth of it is I do this online stuff so that I can do stand-up and so that I can focus on creating. We don't do it for like anything else but the love of it. And like I'm not really too worried because like influencing and all of this stuff, I think that's the way it's going to be. You can only trust the person that actually uses the product. So when people have like quote unquote influencers, they're going to be looking at it's going to be a person. They wake up every day and you see their stream of their morning routine, and it's all the products they really use every day, and you see their skin It's going to be like stuff like that. It's like little things that they go throughout the day doing, and it's like AI can't do that.
Yeah, I think we have some other comments as well. I cannot like see the comment. Now I can.
I'm struggling too.
Okay, so we have 3 kind of different ones, but okay. So Jeremy said, "What's the difference between AI content creation and cartoons?" But then Little Cutie said, "AI should only be used in video games and movies."
Yes, and we have a whole. By the way, if y'all didn't know, we have a whole AI. Emmanuel, especially Emmanuel, who commented that we have a whole AI episode.
Oh
it's
yeah,
like the episode before the last one. It's you'll see it. So if you want to watch that, you could definitely watch that.
Dang, read Targ's comment.
Yeah, and then Targ said those AI mocking dead people is over the top though, and it seems it's always Black dead icons, and now they're about to start having the not safe for work rated X AI.
Oh, that's already
scary hours, man. Yo, yeah, didn't they start like last year when they were posting like nudes of certain celebrities?
Pretty Ace said AI is the devil.
I honestly believe like in boycotting AI in certain aspects, like when it comes to like the recreating like the artists and all that, I will boycott because
we didn't ask for that, to be honest. I like the artists.
I'm like, no.
But the real question here is like AI, right? There's an AI bubble right now that's keeping our economy up, right? Let's be honest with ourselves. What is the productiveness of AI and how is it really truly going to help us?
Oh, it is productive.
It is. So I would say in work, I definitely see productivity in AI. Like there's certain things where I'm just like, chat.
And it's built into like at my job now, like if we write something, we have our own specific AI that is like secure, whatever, that will tweak. Like if you write an email and then it'll fix it up for you nice or whatever. I think that is fine, right?
Yeah.
Things like that, like tools to help you, not to do the work for you, but to like help you do your job better.
Yeah.
That's as far as I think AI should go. When it comes to
that's how I agree with you.
The art, no.
And I think also to Pretty Ace, like your comment of AI has made people talentless and slow. It's about abusing it, right? Because the same thing that I'm asking AI to do, I can do it. I just have 10 other things that I need to do, and I need to get this done a little bit quicker. So I'm going to ask AI to do like simple things, but I don't like depend on it. And I feel like that's where people may be taking advantage of AI or trying to see how much they can abuse it to where they become dependent on AI. And I think that is dangerous because if we get to a place where we can't do anything without AI,
I think that's the scary part.
We are doomed.
I think you have to be willing to teach your kids to be without like technology in general.
Yeah.
Maybe their first 12, 13 years to where like they can function without using any of these technologies that we have so that when they do get introduced to it, they're like 14, 15.
I like that idea. I feel like kids shouldn't have access to the internet and social media and all that. Like there should be an age to where okay, now you get access.
It's too late. It's too late. Do you see on TikTok like the kids?
But I know now it's too late. But I think that there needs to be some regulation fast, especially with AI and all that. Now, like there needs to be something to protect kids. They don't even need that stuff. Like they need to go back outside. They need to go back to playing outside. That's how imagination is created. Y'all need to use the
That
chat.
imagination.
Listen.
But
I mean,
the
you're
thing
not
about
wrong.
it, I think we place a lot of responsibility on society, which it is. But also, parents can choose to not give their kids iPhones and tablets, and
Right.
like it's also
like then your kids
forcing
gonna feel
you to
like
give
they're
your kid
missing
a
out.
tablet
It
and
needs
a
to be
phone.
regulated to
I'm
like
sending
a
my
certain
kids back
age.
to Africa. My kid's going back to
Okay,
Africa.
so
It's
this
okay.
sounds terrible. So that's a good point. So there's theory right out there that a lot of the richer people will not have their kids on the internet, and that will be the new like fad for people who can afford not to give their kids iPads to distract them, not to be able to put them on the TVs. They're just going to be able to like let them enjoy life, nature, everything else outside, and the internet will be more of like a poor man's game. And what do y'all think about that theory?
And it's going to be one group of people who are super like
Smart.
they have creativity, imagination, they can have a conversation, they have attention spans, and there's going to be another group of people who talk like you're on the internet. Like someone was talking about that the other day about how the youngest generation, they actually talk in like the work setting like they are online. Like they'll be like you're chopped, or like like in a work professional setting, like
I saw
they're
that
no
like
longer
people
able to. You know how you know like in a business setting, I'm gonna speak this way when I'm with my friends. They don't know how to code switch, so they're just one way no matter who they're around, and it's translating into like the professional workspace, which is unprofessional.
That the internet or the COVID situation? Because COVID did a lot of damage. I think.
No, I think
it added to it.
I think the internet. It's growing up in the internet because I have interns who are graduating college and they're like 19, 20, and they talk like TikTok. Mm-hmm. At work, I'm just like, I get it because I'm on TikTok, so I know what you mean. Right. But if I wasn't, like, clock it.
Like, your doctor is like talking to you like TikTok. No, I don't want my doctor to be. I don't want my dentist to be talking to me like.
Like period.
Girl, at work, we got an email, and when it was like, yes, sis, you're killing the game with like literally, and I was just like, oh my god, and it was like they were using formal. Yes, they were using like work terminology mixed in with like TikTok, like
it's so
viral. Is that a microaggression?
Don't.
It was like
work.
Okay,
but it's not just the way like they speak. They actually don't know how to dress for like they will show up to school in like pajamas and a bonnet, or like show up to the office like they don't.
They've been doing that.
I know, but it's they don't understand like time and place.
It's very lax. They're just like a lax generation, very vibey, very go with the flow. I can respect it though, because but also I'm like, y'all, this is work. Y'all need y'all have to.
Yeah, but they said this.
You know how to turn it on and off, and I think with them it's just they show up as they are, and you just accept them. Or
did you see that? Did you see that? Like there was like a post, like the viral post of this girl sending an email to her boss, and she was like, "I quit. It's giving slavery."
What?
This generation don't give a damn.
Oh my
okay?
God. The most unserious
don't give a damn
of all time.
Like I respect it in a way, but then I'm also like, can we have a little bit of like decorum?
That's crazy.
We're gonna be the ones that are uber like responsible and
right, and that's scary.
It's like, why are y'all do too much? Y'all are too.
Okay, this is a point where I'm gonna say this is
we have some comments.
Okay, I got you. I'm trying to.
This is an unconscious question because these. Okay, I talked to my sister about this because she's I think she's getting her PhD or whatever she's doing, right? And I don't know. I do believe the generation that does know what they're doing. I think there are some kids that are unknowledgeable and focused. I think the kids that you might be getting are the people that don't care about the job versus the people that do. So I'm gonna give defense to Gen Z just a little bit because I do think there's some of them that's really like that, and they're out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all.
That's it.
That's it.
That's fair. I'm gonna go back to Jeremy's comment about us talking about AI and using AI in real life, but he was saying that they probably had these discussions about the introduction of radio, TV, cell phone, social media. I'm not saying you can't reject it, but the introduction of new technology is not new. But then Tarek said that there was a guy who had an AI girlfriend that he tried to marry, even though
I saw that.
he has, in all caps, a real wife in real life. So that
had to be Japan.
That's very interesting.
I saw a video yesterday with the virtual reality headsets. So I don't know if y'all saw it, but he was like grilling outside, and then his AI girlfriend that he could only see with the virtual reality headset was out there like on the grill, and then he walks out there and there's like nothing there. Like, and he was having a conversation with her, and the video shows you as if like what he's seeing with the AI girl there, but it also shows you like a split screen of what's actually going on, and there's nothing there. So it was like literally giving mental illness. Like, now you can put on a virtual reality headset and live a fake life with like a fake partner. And
hell to the nah.
I don't know. It was so dystopian to me. I was like, what's, oh my God. Like,
it's never that serious. But
you have to lonely, you know, like, there's no third spaces no more. That.
Yeah, I gotta be the anomaly with that because it's like I can't.
First off, he mentioned this is Tyreek. He was like, y'all act like y'all weren't doing the plank challenge. I was not doing that.
The what challenge?
The plank challenge.
Oh, in high school.
I don't even remember that challenge.
Why was you doing it, Emmanuel?
Respectfully, I had too much bunda from football.
Y'all remember the crate challenge? Remember the crate challenge where everybody like
you had to step on the crate? Went to the hospital during that challenge.
Oh yeah. Oh, y'all remember the cinnamon challenge?
Yes. A lot of people went to the
ice bucket challenge.
There was a lot of challenges. We were
doing a lot.
You know.
No, but we weren't doing those challenges. Like if you had sense, why would you eat a fistful of cinnamon? Like you're gonna die.
No, that was wild. That was very wild.
And the crazy, you know, when people bust their behind doing that challenge.
It was there was a bucket challenge, wasn't that for like AS? It was like a disease awareness.
It was like a fundraiser. Yeah, that was a fundraiser.
See, we were being, philanthropic.
Yeah, the ice challenge was like, harmless. It was another comment, but Chris,
who donated to the comments.
I cannot rise up to the count. Like sometimes I can, sometimes I cannot.
He was so Jeremy was basically talking about when we were mentioning Gen Z and their,
I think there was another one after that too.
Yeah, but basically how they speak. But he was basically mentioning it in like synonymous to Ebonics. Like he was saying Ebonics is superior. You don't have to code switch. I guess you're saying it's a sign of low self-esteem, powerlessness, and desire to be accepted by the white men. Any other opinion is anti-Black. Black people been using slang. Slang ain't new. Some of us are bold enough and got enough pride to speak in Ebonics to anybody.
I see what they're saying. As far as like the comment that girl made, she said like it's giving slavery. We never used Ebonics at work though.
Yeah, I disagree. Like, it's not a sign of. Well, let me look at the comment again.
It's not a sign of low intelligence. It's really not.
It's not. I agree with that. It's not a sign of low. Yeah.
The African Americans have been using forever.
Low self-esteem, and desire to be accepted by the white man.
You know what I hate about that kind of conversation
is to like speaking it to anybody, like regardless of work, outside, like it's just what it is.
I think this is a prime example of like how internet speak and how like corporate white America views African American vernacular versus like what it is now. Like people will say it's internet speak when it was things that African Americans have been saying forever. Like it's literally what we've been saying since we were young. And now that white kids are saying it, they're like, oh, they're speaking internet. There's a difference.
That's true because
that's fair.
Because TikTok, with like how TikTok is like now like everywhere, everybody is like aware of everybody's culture,
right?
And so
but they always
think that in the work setting, we can't be like, take me through there. It's giving chop.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
It's giving chop.
Yeah,
but you can tell when they don't know what the history behind it is, and they always misuse it. They always misuse it, and that's the problem right there. Is like they'll say things that they meant something about before. Like I remember these kids when they talk about gyat, right? I was like, do they kids know like the original statement of what that meant? And then they're like, no, it's just a gyat. And I'm like, all right, I'm old now. I'm getting to the point where I'm looking at these young kids and I'm like, y'all don't know the original version of that. And y'all disrespecting the culture. But it's the same thing where I'll also talk about internet speak. Like there's like white supremacist versions of that. that they've had for a long time that I don't think the rest of the world peeps has been slipping into like everyday vernacular also. Like when it comes to looks maxing, when it comes to like these specific like doe eyes, dove eyes, these are literal like white supremacist facial features and speaking points that they talk about attractiveness, which is based not in like black people obviously, but it's based in these subreddits and these other like underground stuff on the internet that is now going on to TikTok language. So you get an amalgamation of like all these cultures coming in, and you don't even peep that some of it is super, super terrible for us. Versus African American, which is just obviously just a language that's been there forever.
I think at work you don't have to code switch to the point where you're not like
yourself.
Mm-hmm. I think that as a Black person, you should be yourself at work. Like you should speak with your same accent but I just think that using like the internet language, TikTok language, I think that is where we should kind of save that for.
Maybe we're just getting older because like the language that they're using is like we were
when I'm at work, I don't even think, I think for me, maybe I've gotten just too good at it to where I have like my work brain and then I have my social, the way that I talk. I don't even cuss at work. Like that's how, even if I'm talking to my coworkers, anything. And it's not me being super like whitewashed or anything. No, I'm just very, this is work. This is professional. Like no, I'm not talking a certain way. I think
we were taught that too, Janet. I feel like all the other previous, especially our generation, our parents' generation, you're taught like as you come up in school, this is the way that you act in these settings, and they kind of prepare you for the work setting. Whereas this generation, it's like there's no separation, like not even just cursing. I don't talk about my personal life. I don't talk about my family. I don't talk about a lot of stuff at work. And it's not like I'm not being myself. It's just that time and place, right? At work, we at work. And if we go home or we at the bar after work hours for happy hour or whatever.
It's a whole different vibe.
Right. That's what I think.
Yeah, but at work, no, I'm a professional. Like I wouldn't trust that the same way like the doctor mentioned. If I'm going to go see my doctor, I'm not expecting her to like, hey girl, like, no, you're not my girl. You're my doctor. I am your patient. You know what I'm saying? Like
it makes people question your ability to do your job sometimes, right? And that's not fair because even if people want to say like, oh, people shouldn't judge people based on that, they do. Like Janet said, if you go to your doctor and she's talking to you like you her homegirl, I'm not gonna trust that you're gonna give me the care
you're
that
not taking your job serious.
Wait, would you trust your Nigerian? Would you trust your Nigerian doctor if he spoke to you in pidgin?
No, because I don't speak pidgin.
I don't speak pidgin. So why would you be speaking?
So you're not gonna trust your Nigerian doctor for speaking pidgin?
Why you pidgin? I don't understand pidgin. It's like talking to me in Greek. It's like,
but if the doctor is like, you're healthy, or you know, like are you gonna be like, you're gonna be like, okay, like I'm good with that.
It's something I can understand, but speaking to me in pidgin, I don't understand. Like, you know. To me, it's going to be like, okay, maybe they understand that we're African. They could throw a little comment in there, but be having a full session with me, like appointment with me in pidgin, no.
I guess I disagree with the last point because if somebody spoke to me in Ebonics, if they're a doctor, that means they're qualified. So however they speak to me.
Okay. I'm not mad at because I can understand that doctor. He'd be like,
so if she's want to speak to me in Ebonics and say, hey girl, and like, oh, it's giving.
I disagree with that. Just because
this is your doctor talking about, hey girl, where is
yes, they are a doctor, like they went to school, they got their degree, but I don't think that just because someone is like holding a position, that means that they're good at their job. Like, yes, you're a doctor, but I want to go to the
but I'm saying in terms of, okay, like there is, like,
you know what's crazy? I would rather my therapist have Ebonics.
And even the way that you speak to your clients, you speak to your patients. I feel like in professional roles, I'm just using doctor as an example.
Fair enough, yeah.
You're there to provide a service. You're there to help your patient. You're not there to be friends with them. You're not there to kiki. You could build rapport, but it's not trying to like relate to them. You're a professional. That's what
Some people want you to relate to them. Some people want you to speak to them in a language that they can understand.
Yeah, especially
you know what I
like
mean?
when I was talking to my brother Juju about this, and we were like discussing like when it comes to therapy, right? But he was having a conversation about an East African therapist that he found. And I was like, oh my God. And she wasn't even from South Sudan, but she was from, well, I'm not going to say the country because it might be TMI, but it's like she's from a country close to South Sudan. And I felt way more comfortable going to her than I would have anybody else. And if I was in America, I would prefer the African American woman versus white woman, Filipino, no disrespect to everybody else. And for them to speak to me, like if she was talking to me in Ebonics, I would have been comfortable. If she spoke to me in an African accent, I would be way more comfortable because I'm like, oh, I'm home. I can like
be a little more comfortable. There's more rapport.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see that.
It's like, okay, so is Ebonics like similar to like an accent?
No, Ebonics is just African American vernacular, basically.
Yeah.
Just AAV.
Okay.
That's the old way of AAV. We shouldn't even use it Ebonics anyway.
Well, like, would it? Because Jeremy said that like the villainization. I'm sorry, let me just pull it back up. I don't like the.
It was a lot of comments. I was trying to. It was
okay, I guess because I can't pull up the comments for some reason.
Okay,
It was
I'll read. Is it the one that says like we have the right to set our own standard, or is
whichever one? Jeremy had said something. That's what I was going to piggyback off of. But if you can't find it, that's okay.
No, it's like 4 comments. So I'm just
he said the demonization of Ebonics is the destruction of Black culture. That's what I was saying. Like, is that similar? Is it similar to like having an accent, where it's like you shouldn't have an accent if you want to be like you should. You know what I mean? Is that like comparable?
I mean,
because I never really thought of Ebonics. Like I know it's there, but I never really thought of it.
Because
in, like,
because here's the thing: when people consider Ebonics, it's like there's so many different accents and slang words in different regions in the United States. Like in Atlanta, brother, somebody from Florida, like like the different ways that they speak of it. Because like as a Black person, you're gonna know it instantly. Like I'm okay with somebody with a Florida accent and a Florida person speaking because I'm gonna know exactly what they're speaking about, right? But as Black people, we do have to...
trying to get us together. Jeremy said y'all would accept a white man with a white Southern accent. President Bush was a whole president sounding like a straight hillbilly. Man, watch out.
Accent
is different.
As my therapist,
watch out for me.
As my therapist, hell no, I don't want a white man with a George Bush accent.
But I feel like the accent is different. People might think we have accents, and people may think, oh, you guys talk white or you have a country accent. Yeah. There's so many accents. It's just
People tell me I have when I go out of the country, people say I have a country
like
accent.
the way that you talk based off of culture.
Jeremy, you funny.
Work setting. If I'm talking to someone 10 years my junior, he better not curse talking to me. It's about respect. All right, now we're getting into the African uncle auntie setting.
Listen.
I can see that.
Listen.
I thought this is like more of a cultural conversation.
I have a brother 10 years younger than me, and he talks to me. Well, he doesn't curse at me, but he talks to me normal. Like he would talk to. He's who's keeping me up to date with what is going on. These days, okay. Sometimes I'll ask him like, "What does this mean?"
You telling me it just hit me? My brother is.
It'd be the abbreviations, bro. It'd be like the new abbreviations that don't.
Oh yeah, I don't mess with that.
Just spend 5 seconds on like a streamer's chat every once in a while, just to study. Y'all be all right.
Y'all, they shorten all kind of stuff that don't even need to be shortened.
No, things that were already shortened.
You know what's crazy? And I don't know if this is a Gen Z thing, but one of my interns, I like respond back in text, right? And I write complete sentences and I add a period behind all of my texts, right? Like normal. So she was like, I said something one day. She's like, "Are you mad at me?" And I said, "Why would I be mad at you?" And she was like, "Because you texted me and then you had like you put a period behind it." And I was like, "Yeah, that's a normal." Like I'm just, and I was like, I don't know if it was. I literally had to have a conversation with her. I was like, "Is this a thing?" She said, "Yeah," because she doesn't. When she texts me, she doesn't add any like a period, exclamation mark. Like she doesn't use any of that. So she was like, "Yeah, if you do an exclamation mark, then I know that okay, like you're happy, you're excited. But a period is just like you're just. Are you upset?" I literally was taken back. I said,
"I'm taking it back right now." That okay. Need to watch how I'm texting people.
Right. And even with my little brother, he writes in all lowercase.
Mm-hmm.
And she writes in all
We used to do that back in the day too, though. We
Yeah,
used to
so
do that when we're
I'm
like
trying to
capitalize the
gauge.
first letter of each word, like just dumb shit.
Like what's new? What's hype? What do people do? Am I,
It's a lot going on in the world. I cannot worry about a period.
Up, man. You have to keep up. You're gonna get left
behind. It's too much. All right, well,
I'm scared one day you're gonna like join a chat or something. You're not gonna know what they're talking about, bro.
And that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes you just gotta be the auntie and uncle podcast. That's okay.
Well, Emmanuel gonna keep us up to date because he in the streets and stuff.
Please do.
So let it.
That's because my brother is 15 years younger than me. So my brother might be
the youngest, so I'm screwed.
I feel 8.
15?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. We all got, for the most part, the youngest.
Anything else y'all want us to kind of like quickly touch on? Really quickly, anything that's going on in the world that we missed?
I'm about to go watch that Joe Budden clip. I'm about to look for it.
But yeah, just watch that, and I think we should have a full conversation about anti-intellectualism because that's what Angela Rye was talking about. Like that was the title. Yeah, I was saving that for like an actual topic when we're in the studio, but I was like, let me just bring it up. Let's see how we feel about it.
Here's my biggest thing though is the way that she situated it. It was so terrible because you basically were talking about the thing that you participating in right now by saying that Joe Budden and them were anti-intellectualism when they're the opposite. By bringing in Mark.
When you say they're the opposite, what does that mean? They're like they're intellectuals.
It's not that they're intellectuals; it's that they were willing to bring in Mark Lamont Hill so that they could fact check and check the bullshit sometimes.
Yeah, I agree.
Google intellectual, please. I really want like an actual.
The definition of intellectual.
When you just said that, I just thought I was like, well, clearly they're smart because I mean they were able to create a successful podcast and keep it going. They're not. But what I want to really look at the definition of intellectual to see. Like,
okay, so scholars checking them on like specific facts, like especially when it comes
does
to
it mean like well read, well versed?
So I guess we should focus on the definition of intellect because intellectual. Like being intellect, but I was like, well, that tells me nothing. But intellect is the you have reasoning and understanding objectively, especially with regard to abstracts or academic matters.
Okay.
I think the anti-intellectual age, if I was just to guess, is more so like you're making theories based on your own feelings.
No, yes,
like
it's Trump fake news.
Your ability to think, reason, and understand, distinct from feeling or will.
Yeah, it's like you don't know how to think outside of yourself.
Yeah,
it's like, oh well, I can't get girls, I can't talk to girls, so there's an issue with women. Right. You know what I mean? And so then you start creating theories about women, and then vice versa. Like men are like this to me, and so therefore men in society act this way. It's like you're unable like to see reason outside of yourself.
And I think your favorite word too, Sarah. I feel like being able to see the nuance in a conversation. I think that is important.
Yeah, and I think that's so important for having intellectual conversations. Like a lot of people want you to think one way, and that's why a lot of platforms grow because they're just like one way. Like if you're just anti this or anti that, yeah, like that people like that because it's easier to think in one framework, But it's like if you're more nuanced and you're like, well, no, it's not just that. There's layers to it. Some people might be turned off about like with that because it's like, now I gotta think. You know what I mean?
A lot of people aren't open-minded because I think you learn the most when you're able to just hear other people's perspectives, even if you don't agree with it or don't understand. You still just hear people out, and then you do your own research to see if there's some fact to it. But especially nowadays, even going back to the misinformation online. A lot of people are just speaking from their perspective, their experiences, and then they're deeming that truth. When there are so many other points of views and other people have different experiences. So I think starting with being open-minded will go down the road of being more intellectual.
Yeah.
Look,
I
in
think
my
just like
opinion.
in my opinion, yeah, but I think like just being like nuanced, like trying to have a nuanced conversation. There's times where I have been. It's not like a person thing, or like I've been anti-intellectual sometimes, where I haven't
Mhm,
seen outside of myself. it's
mhm,
just it's just like, like it's like a framework. I guess it's just like how you are and how you present your platform. If
right.
you want your platform to be more like nuanced, then you can make it that way. If you want it to be anti-intellectual, a lot of people do have anti-intellectual platform.
I
You
think I think
need
the
So
funny
both.
thing, I think the funniest
yeah,
thing about it is technically she was being anti-intellectual, but not getting the whole context of their argument,
that's
and
true.
she
That's
ended up
true.
apologizing.
She did.
Reminded.
By the way,
Trying to
she did
see
apologize. So we
what he
cannot
feels.
like go on Angela Rye without saying she did apologize to Flip. Because sometimes you have those moments where you're like, this is that's a mess.
Yeah.
Come
Hmm.
come back on this side. And she checked herself, after she saw that.
I mean,
But
as she should, because Flip is not a dumb person. I mean, he has a multi-million-dollar like platform himself. He was already creating his own stuff. Like Flip's been here since like the early 2000s when he got a deal from T-Mobile. Like Flip's been okay. He's a smart dude for what he's been doing for a long time, and I love that he's honest. And he's one of the most honest people I've seen on that podcast. In the way that if he doesn't know something, he'll ask questions about it, and he'll speak on topics when he feel like he can speak on it, and he'll ask questions and he'll back away when he knows nothing about something.
yeah.
And that's why I fuck with Flip.
That's good. I'm gonna read some comments. I'm gonna work from the bottom up, but Emmanuel said, I'd say intellectualism is the relentless pursuit of understanding, regardless of your level of education, degree, or qualifications. And I don't want to butcher your name, but he or she said, I remember when Sosa first started. Great to see the ladies of Sosa still going strong. Keep up the good work, fam.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
then Tarek and Lil Cutie, y'all are talking about y'all talking about Charleston White in here.
All right.
Wait, is Charleston White, is he considered an intellectual?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to say
No
No,
comment.
I knew you was gonna like that question.
said, do y'all listen to Charleston White? And then Tarek said Charleston White is a DFW legend. His internet persona is a lot different than his real life persona. He actually does show up to City Hall and advocates for
I feel like Charleston White is an entertainer.
He's an entertainer who has worked in the community and did grassroots stuff for a
Now,
long
there's a
time.
lot of stuff that he said that I do agree with, but then there's a lot of stuff
Yeah,
that he said too that I'm like, all right.
that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like that. Like I feel like he has like he has the
He's
potential.
polarizing. Some of the stuff that
He's
he does is
polarizing,
like, okay.
I
but I
think you
feel
have to
like he.
separate. I think you have to separate the
Mhm,
man from the internet persona. Like, or Charleston White has
mhm.
done good in the community in his like regular everyday life, but the internet stuff is something I call different. And I'm just like,
Well,
yeah.
well, I think that he really has like if he has like I don't want to say the potential. Like I feel like he can be an intellectual, but it's like he would rather be an entertainer,
I
if
mean,
that
he,
makes
he he
sense.
very much was. I mean, he was teaching a lot of kids and youth, and he's very
I feel
active.
like
Like,
he said nobody was listening to him back then.
mhm.
So when
So it's
he
like
puts
y'all
the
gonna
internet
listen.
persona
Yes.
on it, then which I understand. And a lot of the stuff that he says is stuff that a lot of people won't have the guts to come out and say. So respect to him for doing that. But then, like I
And
said,
I've had interactions with him online, and he's not like a bad dude, like in general. Like
mhm.
even though if you don't disagree or agree with him, like
People,
he's a nice
people
guy.
will say he's
At least from
radical.
my experience.
People will say he might be radical, but I'm sorry. There was other comments, Janet. I'm so sorry.
No,
He's
there
a
no,
he's a
I
lot
was
more
pretty much
pro-black than a lot of people will give him credit for.
Jeremy, I've seen this comment twice, so I don't know if you really want us to speak on this, but he said, do y'all's parents understand racial dynamics in America? Do they identify as Black? I ask because foreigners pretend like they don't understand what race is. I saw that twice, so I don't know if you
Well,
really
read that. He said, I'm Black American. I have white in me, but I
yeah.
completely reject and want to defeat the white man. As people who may be connected to white Arabs genetically and culturally, do you want to defeat Arabs? Those are loaded.
Can you put his
Yeah, that's
comment
really
on
loaded.
the screen?
I
Are you able
can't,
to
but
do?
maybe Jane
Hold on,
can.
let me see.
Yeah,
Which
I
one?
can't
About
do
our
it.
parents or about if we want
Oh,
to get back at the Arabs?
I got you.
not get girl, God get back in
I
there.
mean,
Both of them.
with
I'll
what's
be right
currently
back.
happening in Sudan right now with the genocide, I think there's nuances to the conversation, but the truth of it is like Africans in East Africa, they hold, especially when it comes to everyday citizens, what kind of power would they have to like be able to get back at the people who are oppressing them? And that's the real conversation. It's like they're just trying to survive.
I want to have a podcast episode on why do Arabs not get that much smoke when it comes to the slave trade? Like, no one brings up what Arabs did to Black people. It's all like we talk about like slavery here, but we really don't talk about the number that Arabs have done as far as slavery goes, and the fact that they're still enslaving people to this day, and they're still racist. It's like nobody, like they get no smoke.
I think part of it is because of like you know
Islamophobia
how
in the
Islamophobia, like Islamophobia. Nobody wants to be like Islamophobic. And then also like the persecution, because there is, of course, it's nuanced. Like I always say, it's nuanced. Of course, there's like persecution that people that practice Islam or Arab people do face. They face their own type of discrimination as well.
Yes, so they're still enslaving people to this day.
Yeah.
They never stop. Like, what are we talking about?
When we talk about Al-Abid, people are still like, they still will call you a slave to this day and look at you as a slave. And that is embedded within the culture.
Ask any Sudanese person who lived in Egypt. Look at the face that they make and the PTSD in their eyes.
Yeah,
it's the most like ask them. Ask me about Egypt.
They would like it's bad, bro. But I always wondered. I'm like,
an Arab person told me that Arab people are the most racist people in the world. An Arab person said that,
and it's crazy. Like, they live in America, and like the civil rights movement and everything was so big here, and like people are quick to call out racism. Like nowadays, you can't get away with that. But then nobody even like there's no smoke whatsoever for like Arabs.
I think that it's the way that America's set up right now, right? Where you have to be careful because the people in Palestine will use that angle and be like, look at this. And then in the United States, they'll use it and be like, hey, kick these Arab people out of here. Zoran Mamdani, he might be a part of this. And you can't, that's the problem. It's so much nuance to all of this stuff because people forget that there's a specific settler group of Arabs, especially the EAU and all them boys that are connected with the boys in Palestine.
It's too deep.
There's a whole neighborhood. There was a neighborhood that's called Al-Abid. Like that's a neighborhood. That's where all the Black Palestinians live. That's the name of the neighborhood. It's the slave. Like this is the slave
Abid.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason. It's because it's nuanced. Like the people, I don't know, not my lighting one out, but the people back home, like that could actually speak on it, who've actually experiencing it, they don't really have the power to fight against the system. But the ones here in America, we are the ones who can speak on it. But it's like, but then we're adding on to like the Islamophobia, the anti-Arab like this in America. So it's like there's like and layers to it.
In a pocket of people that you know are not here for you. They're here because they want to slander. Just because the enemy of my enemy is not my friend.
Yes.
Like that's the thing, and that's why I feel like it's Black people have to be very careful with
who they
teetering that line of who you're going to stand up for, because you really got to look deeper and be like, hold on now. Would this person spit on me if I was on fire?
We still need allies. I feel like people still need allies.
Some people, are they allies though? Like, really,
okay, so the real conversation.
That's a whole other podcast episode.
That's a good conversation.
No matter who you're defending, anti-Blackness is still in it, and it's a negative.
Yeah, I gotta use the restroom. I'll be right back.
And that's the problem. For as much as I love defending our people, right? There's still anti-Blackness in every era and every group of people that we have. Even us.
We're gonna stand up against one. We cannot it got to be equal smoke for everybody. You can't stand up against these people and say, "Oh, anti-Black racism,
anti-Blackness in the U.S. and anti-Blackness." I got my headphones on so I can hear you. I got my headphones on. I was like, wait. But anti-Blackness in the U.S. and anti-Blackness in
the world,
Sudan, is it the same? Is it like, can we compare it? Like, you know what I mean?
I gotta go. Black.
They just kidnapped the Sudanese. What's called? They just kidnapped the Sudanese. What's called? A reporter in the EAU. And
hold on, we gotta get into these comments.
I was like, let me.
So Emmanuel said having PTSD about Egypt now with all cap letters. I heard that. And then Tarek said, when I was in Dubai, I had multiple people that wanted to take pictures of me at the water park. I thought I was a celebrity. And then this is in all caps until I realized I was the only Black person there.
I'm sorry, Tarek, that was your experience.
That I'm not laughing at that, but that is traumatic. But that is crazy.
That's how I felt in Mexico when I was younger. When people kept
they do come up to you.
I was like, but I was too young and naive to know that, girl, you are being used as a prop right now.
And that's the crazy thing. Is like, if they would have took you to Guerrero, you would have been all good. If they would have took you to
Guerrero has a big Black population.
Yeah, Guerrero has a large.
Jeremy said Black people shouldn't stand up for nobody but themselves. Is Black people? He said, "Is Black people dying in Sudan, Congo, and Haiti, and right here in America? Save yourself. Black people got a million problems. Focus on yourself."
That's my only thing is like, yes, we have to still have a moral compass and stand up for people whenever things are wrong, but we also have to be careful too.
Because you know the problem with that is like, I hate to say it, every great movement that we've had, it was the weakness of like allowing certain aspects of ourselves to be out there that ended up being the downfall. Like if you look at the Black Panthers, I always point this out. It's like they were all young kids, like all kids between 17, 18, 19, 20, 25. Like they were afraid of kids who were speaking out. And literally, when it comes to the Rainbow Coalition, and even when they spoke, they said, okay, they have Black issues. We will get that done in a house. But this rest of the world issues, where we're talking about different styles of government, when we're showing you Mao's little red book, and we're having something that's against the United States, that's when they got scared. And they said, hold up, they have who with them now? They have Southerners, Southern white people, the Mexicans, they have Samoans out there. People don't realize there's a Samoan chapter of the Black Panthers. When you saw all those people together, they're like, okay. And they got rid of them with our own people.
There's power in numbers, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like we should stand for the principle, and then, like, I don't know. I don't agree with like if it's not Black, we should just only stand up for Black issues. I used to kind of somewhat lean towards that, but I think I think if something's at our doorstep and it's unethical, it's like humanitarian, we should all have something to say about it, because you never know when the tables are going to be flipped. And you need people to
flip for centuries. The tables never flipped in our favor to this day.
We on the edge of the frying pan.
Black people have a unique experience, and there have been different groups that have stood up for us, but like our experience is so unique that maybe like it doesn't seem like it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like nobody's experienced what Black people have experienced in this world. I was gonna say in this country, but in this world, like
because when you have this real conversation, you're like, what's happening in Sudan? What's happening in Congo? What's happening in this area?
It's crazy.
What happened to the Black people in Argentina? But like it's stuff like that where you start to realize more and more, and you're just like, ugh.
Because I was listening to a podcast today and yesterday, and the reason why like it brought me when he brought up the whole Arab thing was they were talking about religion and how Black Muslims are treated like there's racism within the religion. Sometimes they're treated differently than like Arab Muslims, or like, you know. And I just thought that was really interesting, you know. So
I mean, the most famous Black Muslim in the book is what's his name? Abdullah, I think, the slave that became free because of Islam. Like, if you're one of your biggest figures is about a Black man who freed himself, you would think that people who truly are with
you're like a visitor, a guest in the religion, when it's like they really are like Arabic, Islam, like that is their, you know. So I don't know, but I really wish that we could address the racism, because that is what really affects us too as East Africans. We really want to talk about it, and how
we should do another episode on that, Christine. That should be one of the episodes on our list.
I think so, because it's still going on to this day. It's not like, you know, there's been like a lot of progress here in America, but around the world, and especially in Africa, North Africa, East Africa, it's still going on. Like nothing has changed. It's just the norm. Like people just know this is how it is.
Yeah.
When you talk to people like in Lebanon, they'll tell you, they'll be like, oh yeah, So yeah, they'll come to our house, we'll take their passports, and they'll get it back after they've done their service to us. And you're like, wait, hold on.
Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Even the
sound.
video that y'all talked about, like how in Sudan they captured that the village or the town. Did you say it was Darfur? Daniel?
It was around Darfur, but we got to have more information for that because
Yeah, we gotta
it's
have more
actually a very
information.
serious situation.
Yeah,
And
we don't want to misspeak.
Yeah, especially when it comes to ethnic cleansing. Like
But
that's something we really.
I can't help but notice that it's mostly like people that look like us.
Oh yeah,
You know,
but
in these
that's always
videos.
been their MO. They did that to us.
Yeah, I know. And that's the thing, like that makes me it's just so complicated. Like I know that like there's a lot of issues going on in Sudan, but it's like a lot of the genocide is happening to people that look like us South Sudanese, like black people, like black Africans. And it's just I know that other people in Sudan are also dealing with they're losing their lives and they're experiencing genocide as well, or experiencing like ethnic cleansing and so well, I don't know about ethnic cleansing.
I mean, it is like the genuine truth of Sudan, and like the thing that our parents have always told us since the beginning is like, yeah, they came to kill you because you were black. Like there was no other thing about that. Like there was no questioning the ethnic cleansing. Like my mother, my father, all of them have stories, and it breaks my heart for like the citizens of South Sudan because those same people ended up becoming the government, and
Yeah,
that's such a terrifying aspect.
That's true, but it's so crazy how like black people will be like this war has really nothing to do with them.
And mind you, it's just
This is a
light skinned
proxy
black
war,
people. It's
but
not
we're
like
still like the blood.
There's an identity crisis.
Yeah, but it's crazy that like we like this is a proxy war, and then we don't really have anything to do with the war, but yet we're the one like the people that look like us are the ones that are being most persecuted in the most like it's like it's I just it's I don't know. It's
so
crazy to me.
I haven't talked about this. My grandmother passed away, and she fled Khartoum, right? She died whenever I went to Australia, and she fled Khartoum whenever they started.
Sorry for your loss.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And like for me, it's heartbreaking because I never admit that. Like obviously, I was born in Khartoum, and Sudan would technically be my home, right? But it's like that's the first place I remember growing up. That's the first place I remember walking, etc., etc. And whenever I look back at it, it's always in a place of like heartbreak because every single time I think about Sudan, I think about it's a home that's not your home. That's why when I think of BA, obviously it's home. And it's like, can you imagine the place that you're born? You think to yourself, when I go back there, I have to experience colorism. My sister, when she went back there, she thought about her hair. She thought about her place as a dark-skinned Sudanese, and that was a consistent conversation with herself.
But you should never think that it's not your home because it is your home, especially you being from ABA. Yes, things have happened to where you've been pushed out of your home, but you have just as much right to that place as anybody else who's still there, even after the separation. Because before we separated, a lot of people like ABA lived in that part of the country. And just because we split and now we've all been pushed down, that doesn't mean that you don't have any right to that place. Because I do think that
the only reason I say VA is home because that's where everyone was buried. Everyone.
Yeah, that's the land of your ancestors. That's your like Juba from me and my dad's tribe. That's literally if we go back to our village, that's where my grandparents were buried. My uncle that died last month in Virginia, we flew his body back and buried him in the village in the family graveyard. That is where your ancestors are from. So yeah, that is your land. That's your home. It may be occupied now by people that don't see you as whatever, but that doesn't change. Well, facts is facts, regardless of who has occupied the place or taken over or colonized or whatever. It is what it is.
It's such a sad thing because, like, obviously this started in 1955, but the fact that we still have been used by different countries to kill our own people and to be consistently in the same place for what is looking like over 75 years of the same consistent infighting and the same conversation, same group of people, and they use us. And let's be honest with ourselves, our governments benefit so much money off it. Because if we're being real with ourselves, they just want to control the economy of South Sudan more than anything else. And if another group of people is going to give them billions of dollars to do it.
Right. Wait, Tarek just educated us.
We have a lot of comments. Before.
Yeah, we got all the Tareks because he was educating us about the religious conversation we brought up earlier about Islam.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So the first one he said was, I guess you mentioned Bilal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was saying that he's not the most famous person in Islam. It's Luqman the Wise, who has a chapter dedicated to him in Surah 31. He was a black man from Ethiopia and was noted for being wise and poised man and considered a prophet. And then he said Bilal was who you were speaking or referencing. He was the first azan caller to prayer in Islam.
I mean, he said Ayman is another black woman who is from Ethiopia, who was the prophet Muhammad. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. PBUH is what he put. And he said referred to as his mother after his mother. Mm-hmm. Thank you for educating us.
Yeah, thanks, sorry.
Appreciate that.
And then Jeremy and Emmanuel, lastly, they were talking about like assimilating into human race or separating and embracing your blackness. And then Emmanuel had mentioned that black people tend to be the architect of their own downfall. Most oftentimes are too divided to focus on the greater picture.
I mean, and the sad
part
is
the greater picture.
The greater picture is to not have to worry about your blackness. And that's the sad part, is the truth of it is. It's like our traumas are what leads us down this road, right? Where the truth of it is I should be able to distinctly see the difference between the different types of black people, just like we're able to see the different types of white, the different types of Asians, and not worry about it. But the
and that's why Pan-Africanism exists.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we'll ever be able to, because I think about my day-to-day, like just existing, and my blackness is always, like, I didn't even realize it till you brought it up, but it's always at the top forefront of my mind because like I have to, my job, I have to travel, I have to go to different places and meet all kind of different people. And that's always in the top of my mind whenever I walk into anywhere new or anywhere. It's like, okay, I clearly am aware that I'm a dark-skinned African black woman, you know, right. And people are going to judge you based off of that. Like that's something that you can't ignore. You can't pretend like it's not there. It's like always the elephant in like my headspace, like in the room, like of, yeah, this is just make sure that you're aware of this and you carry yourself accordingly. I don't know if we're ever going to get to a place to where you could just go somewhere and not have to be hyper aware of the fact that you're black, especially if you're dark skinned. And that's sad. I mean, maybe not in our generation, maybe for our kids. I don't know.
Yeah.
The world is just really like, I don't know. It's not even just an American thing. If you go to most of the world, there is going to be some anti-blackness there. It's just the way.
It's just the way it is. And I mean, I think that's why, like, we should have, like, it doesn't matter about our ideology. It doesn't matter, like, our personal experience. Like, we should have one common goal, which is why Pan-Africanism is what it is and why we consider ourselves a Pan-African podcast, because it's like, we may not have the same experience. Like, obviously, Jeremy, you may have walked a different life than we do, but you're still, like, we're still melanated people. We still are going to resonate and have a shared experience in some capacity. And so, like, we should all try to, as Black people, try to at least have a common goal for the betterment of all of us.
Yeah.
Right.
Our ideology is whatever that is what it is. I'm sorry, Janet.
No, you're fine. He had a comment. I wanted to mention it because I do feel like it is important that he said the greatest picture is to embrace your blackness, love your blackness. He said, dominate planet Earth. That's his comment. But I think embracing your blackness, loving your blackness for sure, like standing 10 toes in who you are, no matter what room you walk in, because people are going to be threatened. People are going to be curious, like all the things, you know. But at the end of the day, like, yeah, you got to stand firm in who you are. And it is what it is.
And
so
I think too, knowing that you're a representation, I think that's something that you always got to keep in mind too, is like, obviously I'm here, but I'm not only here as like myself, I'm also representing so many people that look like me too. So I'm always hyper aware of that, to where it's like, I'm going to be here and I'm going to do my job and I'm going to do it very well. And if you did have a negative, like, you know, conceived notion when you first saw me, I'm going to do my job so well that I'm going to change your mind, so that next time you see someone that looks like me, you'll think twice before you try to, you know, because I can see it sometimes they'll be someone to where you first speak to them, they might kind of like be standoffish to you or dismissive to you. And I know sometimes it might not be just because I'm Black, it might be because I'm a woman also, and the nature of like my job of like what I do. But I also realize too that it's like, no, you got to own your space. And like, no, I obviously like I'm qualified to do what I do because I still have this job. So you're not going to dismiss me or treat me wrong. I'm not going to like disrespect you, but I am going to be assertive and stand tall in my Blackness, like Janet was saying, and let you know that like I'm here, whether you like it or not. We got to work together. So let's work.
What is the word that they call that? There's a word, because now there's all these different, that's like the Black experience is so nuanced.
Yeah.
Now it's like, now there's like a thing for that where when you're trying to be so politically correct as a Black person. What is that thing? What is it called? Where it's like identity it's not identity politics.
It would be identity
Like
politics.
I guess the best example I could say is like, you know how a lot of Black people are like, sexy red does not represent this. Like how we separate ourselves, or we try to meet a certain standard in order to like put ourselves as like Black respectability politics. Thank you, Jeremy.
Right.
That's the word I was looking for.
But I don't think it's respectability politics. I feel like it's respecting yourself, however you feel like, because there's so many different kinds of Black people too. So you can't say that this, like, you just be you and carry yourself in a way that you could be proud of. And I feel like that's good, because there's so many different, just like there's all kind of white people, all kind of Asian people. Like, we're not a monolith. That's why I feel like the whole intellectual versus whatever conversation, it's like, why can't we all, like, we're a community, so there's gonna be all kinds of different people. But you're not going to dismiss me because I'm Black. That's the most important, you know?
Yeah, I agree. That's why I was saying, like even with what you're saying, there's so much like pushback and like nuance to that too, that it's like it starts to get like confusing and it starts to get like overwhelming. But at this point, like, everybody just do the best they can, and I think Black people should just support each other. Okay,
that's
do the best that you can.
Emmanuel's comment is the fact that we have so many things against us, and we fight amongst each other the most, which is why.
Wait. Okay, so I have to acknowledge this. I don't think we fight each other against each other the most. I think we fight with each other the same amount that any other group of people do. But when it comes to us, we're more hypercritical of each other, because we know that we have to appear as a unit, because everything is against us. So our biggest fear is that if we're not stood together strong enough, it's going to be the end of us. But we forget there's billions of us. It just appears like we're a minority, but we're truly not in the world.
There's other groups that get along better than us. I'll definitely say that, because when it comes, like, look at
I don't think the Asians be beefing.
Look at
wait. I don't think y'all know what it is outside. Okay, this is a United States perspective. I don't think y'all know what it is outside.
The Japanese be getting down. We be getting down. No.
So the R word of
Nantucket. The moment there's another group introduced, like, all these groups will band together, like you, like the Avengers, and you will not be able to penetrate them.
If you think Koreans are gonna be cool with Japanese, if you think the Chinese are gonna be cool with Japanese,
I'm saying Japanese within, like, let's just say, for example, we like in Sudan.
It's getting good. We might have to stay here for another minute, Christine.
It's literally our own and our own, not like Japan. I'm thinking like Japanese against Japanese. You know, Chinese against Chinese. That's how I'm thinking. I'm not thinking.
This is why I think you have to have more conversations. So do you think that all Japan is united, or do y'all know about like the Ainu?
I wouldn't, like, if they say Japanese people fight against Japanese people less than Black people fight against Black people in America, I would say, yeah, I agree.
And that's where my biggest problem. That's my biggest problem is, because that's like saying,
I'm not trying to, like, ruffle feathers.
Okay, but I'm saying that's like saying, do Nigerians fight less with Nigerians in America? Obviously, they fight less with Nigerians in America, because you're talking about one country. Japan is one country.
But that's what I'm saying. That's how others look at Black people. They just be like, Black people are fighting Black people. They don't be like, oh, well, they are technically from here and they're from here. Like, no, it's just Black on Black.
Okay, you're right on that. Okay.
Other,
because I was like,
they're not looked at as like, Japan versus Japan. Even someone said like Russia and Ukraine, like, they're looked at as different we're all grouped up together from other people's
No,
eyes.
I kind of agree with Jen and Christine, like when it comes to like other races banding together, because I think they see the bigger picture, but their bigger picture is money. Like when it
the bigger
comes
picture
to
is money, but also
And also
they
the
don't play.
preservation of their culture, and like especially when you look at like Japan, that's a great example.
Right.
Like, they are
Yes.
very big on preserving like their culture.
But I think that us Black people, we like discuss values. Like we argue, we disassociate ourselves or have issues when it comes to like
somebody point out
values.
Little Cutie's point of view. They're exactly right. Because like even, okay, for
What did
example,
Little
Latin
Cutie say?
America.
Can somebody bring it? I can't see it.
She said there's different races and ethnicities, and within the ethnicities they fight. I believe that's what you're saying, right?
So there's different races and ethnicities, and within those ethnicities they fight. Prime example of this that's more similar to Africans and African Americans is Latin America as a whole, right? When you look at Latin Americans, they're all individual places, and they are for what they are for. If you ask them about each other, there's beef. Why? Because the rest of the world in the United States, especially in the United States, look at them as all Mexicans. This is a point. So I think they have just as much
do not think
infighting
that
as
other people look at Black people the same way. You don't think they all look at
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think
we're fighting a Black girl. Like y'all are both Black.
Exactly. But I do think other groups get grouped in the same kind of way. Like
okay, I will agree.
Yeah.
That's
so I was never saying we were more or less. I just say we kind of have an equal amount.
Do the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we're like look at us being open minded.
Yeah. I don't know. Right. Very, very intellectual.
Very.
Because we talked about anti-intellectualism, like we're trying to be pro-intellectualism.
See,
we're just there bringing it full circle moment,
right? Like
the podcast episode.
With that being said, I'm just kidding.
No, I
mean that's a good question. What was the question? I guess like, do Black people? Does the Black community support each other as much as like other communities? I don't know. A lot of people say Black people don't support each other. We don't have I don't have the numbers to back it up, but if I was just speaking from my own experience, I think we can support each other more.
I watch his YouTube channel. That's the one that I wanted to get on the podcast. He had made a video and he was talking about, how we like fight within like Africa. There's so much conflict and stuff. And they're like, okay, but y'all are like all Nigerians, for example. But he was explaining how we, just until we got colonized, got broken down into countries, but we've always identified based on our tribes.
Yep.
So when you try to group all Black people together, that's like 50 million different types.
But that is so true.
That's so true. Alone.
Yeah, we're like
yes,
So we're Black, but we're not technically the same people. Because
and then like even broken it down to this friend group, like we have different values and different opinions too. So it's like we can't like
the amount of times that Sarah has bold-faced screamed in my face.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
You would think we hate each other.
Even on his birthday.
Oh,
by the way, his birthday was a few days ago. He came over and I was like,
what? Happy
belated birthday, Emmanuel. Can y'all say happy birthday to Emmanuel?
Scorpio?
Yeah.
Man, we gotta be doing something like actually.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Happy belated birthday. We could have sang to you.
What y'all end up doing?
He just came over. He went out. Go ahead and yeah.
I went out, did some birthday stuff. I ended up visiting Matu because what's called funeral happened.
Matu.
Because one of his uncles passed away, so I ended up going to a funeral before my birthday party, and I got to reunite with people, but in a sad way. And then I got to celebrate my life.
And before the
function.
Then he went to the bars, and then after the bars, he was gonna go to the after party, but the after party wasn't open yet, so they made a pit stop to my place. Now. Chilled for a little bit, and I got him together, like on a sisterly love, a little bit.
So together, sis, and it's so funny because Emmanuel's this big, tall.
I know that's serious.
And then Sarah's like small and petite.
First off, I respect women.
Sometimes
like, what are we doing?
And I love Emmanuel. I love Emmanuel so much, like a brother, like literally, like
it definitely gives family energy.
I've never had like a friendly relationship with the guy like I have with the manual.
Oh,
It's
I
because
think
we both
it's
get
more
angry
like
at each other.
ma'am.
I mean, my bad language.
People
But
would
yeah,
never
And I
know
know
that
it's
we.
real because you will cuss him up and down, okay? And then y'all be cool next minute.
yeah, because
He be
why would I
his
be
girl.
mad at
The
her?
girls
Like,
he talks to will hit me up.
What?
Yes, the girl he talked to. I'm not gonna say no name. The girl he talked to when he was out the
it might
Now
be
you
country.
said
so
too
much
much.
because
Now you gotta. What she say
Yeah,
you do?
the cutie in
oh,
the comments say, "Are
she
you
just messaged me.
Emmanuel
Look, are you 7 foot, Emmanuel?
what?
for the
Are you
right?"
7? Are you 7 foot? Are you 7 foot
Well,
or seven
I am
feet?
6'2". I am a short Sudanese man.
You're supposed to say you're 7. Come on, bro. We're trying to.
He's
You could at
he's
least
six
say
foot two.
5.
You could have finessed that one,
Nah.
but
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 you know the
Tarek,
problem is I'm actually 6'2", so a lot of people think,
I
oh
don't
man,
feel
he's
like
so
you're
much
6'2",
taller.
Emmanuel.
I
You're
think
you're
taller
tall.
than you.
I'm 5'8". You're definitely not 6'2".
Because these men have been lying to y'all about their real height.
Tarek is over here shaking the table though.
I'm gonna start
Journey
bringing a
said
ruler.
He said, "I stopped supporting Black African restaurants. $20 parking, $40 valet, $10 table reservation, $40 hookah,
Not the
$50 lamb
itemization.
chops, $10 Guinness, $20 Hennessy."
and this is how I know
you,
he
Was
Tarek.
that your Saturday night, Tarek?
He said, "I'll head to the
No,
white hole in the wall."
he
no,
bold-faced lying. Because
no.
every
Hold
restaurant
on,
he go to,
They have been.
it's some
I'm not gonna
African
lie.
person.
They've been pissing me
Emmanuel. But
off.
y'all, this is a topic though. Can we talk
It's a
about like the
topic.
pricing, like the
Yeah.
pricing
Bro,
of Black-owned
that's like
Bro,
businesses?
hold on. I'm gonna
250
call
right
out a
there.
Dallas staple. Aggies.
Where
If you from Dallas, you know about Aggies fish, right? So I
the
had
price
went
keep
to
going up.
it's like $35,
For
It was there
$40.
fish?
last week.
For fish?
You went, girl. I went to yes, sis,
The
I
fish
went to
was
go
like
get it
30
when I
something.
visited Alice because she specifically asked for it. I refused to get my food from there. You know I'm pescatarian. I really wanted some of their fish. I said I refuse. I would get it for her, but they're never seeing me again. And that's why it was so empty in there.
But to
Because
be
it's like the
fair,
quality has
inflation.
gone down.
30. Y'all, this is fish. This is not like
$35 for
It's the
like
whole fish, by the way. It's the whole fish
no,
and the
sir. That thing
spices
used to
on
be what,
there.
$18, $20? Like, what constitutes $35? You know what kind of price increase that is? And that's not just them. The local African restaurant that I ordered from Uber Eats, a small plate of jollof fries, it would be like $15. You know the small containers, $20. And Goosey in the container, I swear to God, it's like this big. It'll be like $18. And then the fufu was sold separately. Like, how I'm gonna order the
Maybe
goosey
Yeah,
soup and the fufu doesn't come with it? So what am I supposed to eat it with?
I don't know what's going on
Why
in
is
the world,
that not included? Sorry,
but
you just cut me off because
that's the whole thing with like the black owned businesses. And
Wait,
when
but
I say black
Ethiopian
owned, I
restaurants don't
mean
do that?
I don't think so. I think
Yeah.
they've been kind of.
I haven't had Ethiopian in a while.
I go to Desta every now and then, but my uncle
Yeah, I
pays
love
So white
for it.
people love Ethiopian food.
Oof.
Yeah, but I feel like the black owned restaurants, and when I say black owned, I mean African owned. Like we do sometimes be upcharging,
They're
but
losing the plot. I swear.
that's a
But
conversation I
nothing.
want to have with black
For
owned
nothing.
restaurant owners because I want to know why. I want to hear their side of the story because maybe
Great
It's
topic.
abusing your customers because it's not like you don't have the customers. Like you have them,
yeah.
but if I'm ordering stew that's $35, I'm
You
going
can
to
make
the
it
store
yourself.
and I'm
You
gonna
know what it
buy
is?
the $10 ingredients that it costs you to make that stew, that whole meal. And I'm gonna
Eric
boycott
said
it 'cause
ain't no
You know what it is?
inflation.
No
in this
inflation.
economy.
I think they do it because they know that their audience that they need it are all going to have enough money to do it. And if they miss their home food, they're going to come in and get it anyway.
Nah, I'd rather just cook it.
And that's the thing. I don't think that they see the big picture because Aggies lost me for life. Like I'm never going there again.
Wait, why don't y'all do a cooking? Why don't y'all do a cooking segment of Ladies and Sosa where y'all
You
get
We
gonna
should,
We did
but
we
it's
did
like
one.
y'all are gonna
We did
lose
one.
y'all customers. That's
I'm about to
really
post that. Yeah, well, we did a cooking segment before, remember?
We did. That's like
Yeah.
I'm down because I'm
even
trying
before the
to learn.
podcast.
Yeah, but
I'm
I'm gonna post that link so y'all can watch it. But we'll
We
do
need
another
to do
one.
something, man.
Someone,
We need to do a call to action for the community because this is ridiculous.
Not a
And it's
call to
like,
action.
you and Tarek need to
yes.
lead it because he said these African Dallas establishments are doing. Well, he said these African Black Arab Dallas establishments are doing too much.
That's why I stay at home. I don't even bother
That
going
it's
out.
giving stay at home, honestly. When
Or
a
just-
soda can is $4, like Like just
they're charging for cups now at the hookah, but they've been doing that. But it's just like,
Wait,
I want to do that.
Okay, the soda can costing $4. I think it makes sense because now, like, if you buy
for a can,
even 12, if you buy like a 12-pack, it's like $8-9.
That's another thing. Like there used to be $3 and something for a whole 12-pack, but for one soda, like my poppies that I love that are super high, like $2.95. That's already, and that is for like I'll pay that much for the prebiotic soda, but I'm not paying $4 for a Sprite. I'm not paying $4 for
40 grams of sugar.
Sprite.
No, ma'am. I'm okay.
Oh, Tyreek is 6'3", by the way.
The poppies
they'll give you them small to-go cups. The ice be to the top. It'd be like a sip. That's even worse than the can.
That shit. I mean, my bad. That ticks me off so much.
Do we have any other comments going on?
We do. I don't want to.
I'm supposed to go to.
You gotta. Okay, so we got a comment that said, "Did Emmanuel ever apologize for the keys?" Since y'all were talking about.
How the heck do they know about the keys?
Who's that?
Who's talking about the keys?
Okay,
it was
Can I complain about? Okay, can I just real quickly, Emmanuel? Okay, so we went out to a little thing after our studio session. We usually do something after our studio session, and we went out to like a friend's place. We know, and me and Emmanuel, I guess we have the same model car. I guess
the exact same keys to the T.
Yes, and so when Emmanuel left, he left before me. He took his key and he took my key. And then this man's going to text me and say, "Oh, do you have your car keys?" And I didn't get back to him because I didn't see it. And then he was like, "Don't worry about it because I already left." Whole time he did have my car keys.
Did he say I'm in the bed? Did you say something
Bro,
like that?
Yeah, he texted me.
I was using the messages
he put the GIF or GIF with like Daffy Duck pulling the blanket over the stuff.
Yeah, he did. That's the thing that triggered me. That's what triggered it all. Like, give me my keys.
Joking. I thought y'all were.
No, hell no. This man took my car keys and then said,
"You act like it was on purpose."
What?
Bro said, "Oh well."
Like, oh well.
I was like, Emmanuel, how am I supposed to get home? Like, he just acted like it was not.
I'll holler at you tomorrow. Like,
bro.
What was I supposed to do?
I was 3 o'clock in the morning at that point.
Yeah, it was late. It was really late.
No, yeah, he did the Daffy Duck emoji and was like, "Yeah, oh well." And I was stuck. I could have got an Uber, but I wanted to stick it to Emmanuel.
Sarah lost it, bro.
So
I don't think Sarah that mad.
I was so
mad. I didn't drive back.
Seeing it in real time.
No, the thing is, by the time Sarah realized it had got later in the night because we all left around this. It was like probably 11, 12. She didn't realize till like 2, 3 because I saw it in the group message the next morning. So it's like that time when you're really ready to go home. You're like, all right,
you ain't got time to wait.
Like,
you don't need to catch my keys at 3 a.m.
Yeah, like he didn't give a damn. And then he came back, and then he had the nerve to come back the next day in the afternoon. You should have came first thing in the morning and gave me my keys. Like, I was so irritated with Emmanuel.
First off, you didn't wake up, and I didn't wake up till the afternoon because by the time I got home,
bro, Lil Cutie said,
it's triggering me.
They do.
Exactly. What was I supposed to do? Like,
and if you stuck and don't got a car, what did do? That's exactly how he
wasn't even like, dang, can I like Uber it to you?
No,
can I like,
bro, I wish
like,
I could show
I'll
you. He literally was like, well,
figure it out.
Because I was literally waiting for it. Because if you look at the text, I waited for an hour.
I'm like, let me go back. I need to
wait. Where's the comment? Can y'all put the comments in the thing? Because I can't see them.
Go back to the text. I put it in the group chat and I waited.
Screenshot of it.
I know. I'm gonna see if I can like.
I waited.
But yeah, that really
said I never seen Sarah
as the great friend I am. What did we do? What did I do? I came back to her place. She got in my car and I showed her my car keys. She was like, "Damn, they do look alike." And we drove back.
Okay, but Emmanuel, before you left, you told me like, "Do I have your car keys?" And instead of coming back inside and giving me my car keys, you left. So
Tari called you out, Emmanuel. He said this is the same Emmanuel that left his keys at my house and just walked in to get it. He's a habitual key loser.
First off,
he said he did tell you the door was open though, but
surviving Emmanuel.
First off, what do you mean? I'm surviving myself. What do you mean?
A habitual key loser is crazy.
First off, I have ADHD. I'm starting to realize that recently.
I have ADHD too.
ADHD too. Undiagnosed.
Girl,
Sarah be losing her keys too, though. I have to say that. Sarah is a habitual key loser too.
And the arguments being
Sarah will just have her key, like just a key fob by itself, nothing else, just vibes, bro. And we'll just put it down somewhere.
Is there any comments going on, Janet? It's getting too far. They're taking it too far.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it. A little bit like
I love you.
Hey, let's move it over. Let's move it over to TikTok because you need 20 more minutes on TikTok.
What'd you say, Janet?
I was saying they're asking Tarek how much he weighs and how tall he is.
Yeah.
And then
y'all want a piece of Tarek, huh?
I think Tarek is the tallest dude in the cast.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's really what they're talking. They were laughing at the whoop-de-doo.
I think Tarek and Juju, but Juju's not really in the cast like that.
Yeah. This was a good listen. We didn't have no podcast episode, guys, but we gave y'all almost 2 hours. Tonight.
Can we do this for more often? This was fun.
Yeah,
actually.
We're gonna be on live next Tuesday again. Just so
we need to do emergency like pods if something like fun happens.
Easy. I'm gonna just carry my light around with me.
Why do y'all always look at me?
I'm screaming.
That's the gist that
no Daffy.
Yeah.
When he had my key, that's exactly the gif that he sent me. You know how much that triggered me, Emmanuel? I was so mad. Oh,
and you know what's crazy? You responded. So he texted at 12:23, and then you responded back at 12:42.
See, it wasn't an hour.
You responded, Emmanuel, too late. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning at 1. Sarah responded literally not even 20 minutes.
My bad. My phone probably got it.
That's why receipts are very important.
Thank you. I need
that's why her going off on your ass
was justified. Ain't nobody said nothing.
First off, that's not even the first time. Before that, she went off on me like 15 times. After that, she went off on me 30 more times. This girl would just go off on me just to go off on me. I don't know.
It's a stress reliever.
I love her.
No, he did something. Don't believe him. He did something.
I'm still smile in her face and be like, all right, okay, love you.
All right.
And then the next morning, one of us will apologize.
Jeremy, he said, "What's everybody height and weight? Weight is crazy."
Jeremy,
I'm 6'2", 331 pounds.
Jeremy,
I'm not going.
Jeremy gonna get down to the bottom of it. Jeremy, you need to be like
the whole BMI and everything. Come on, man.
Right.
BMI right now. My BMI is not looking too good. I looked at that shit. I said, I said,
I'm like 5'3" to like 5'7". I think that's our range.
You're sick.
That's all.
I'm 5'8".
All we will. I mean, weight, 5. You're like 5'3" here, right? 5'3".
5'5".
No, you 5'5".
5'5". Yeah. That's what my driver's license
Sarah's
says.
petite. She seems shorter, but she's not that short.
Sarah's like
5'5" and a half. That's I'm like I don't think I've ever just like seen if we were the same height.
Maybe 5'5", like 5'6".
Oh wow. Okay. Well, yeah. So 5'5" to 5'8".
Like assuming he's short, it's still like
it's still average. I'm taller than all my Hispanic friends.
Tarek, we know, bro. Look, let me pin this.
Tarek trying to flex because earlier he said
no. He's like, great question, Jeremy. Let's hear the weight as well. Actually, you can get blocked.
Next time, make sure Tarek
Slender man over there.
Next time, so he can jump on.
Okay, well, any last minute things before we hop off, y'all? We love y'all so much. This was a good time.
This was fun. We have a lot of good actual studio episode topics, but next Tuesday we're gonna be live again. We're doing some matchmaking. You know, we need more marriages.
You mean
in
the day after Halloween?
See, do you want to tell them the
day after Halloween?
I guess you said what?
No, it's on the 4th. I'm sorry. You talking about the live, right, Emmanuel?
Yeah, the live
Tuesday?
Next Tuesday.
Do y'all want to tease the like matchmaking thing that we have in mind?
I think we should have did it earlier on because I don't know how many people are gonna make it to the last 2 hours.
They're here right now. They're still here.
I mean, yeah, just come on the TikTok live right now, and then if you want to be on a matchmaking show, you can probably set it up, and then we'll get it popping later.
Yeah, man.
Right.
But we will be back in the studio. So next Tuesday we're gonna do the live, and then the Tuesday after that we're back to content, and we'll let you know when the next live is.
Y'all
back in the studio
Saturday
content.
I'm there.
And if there's any topics, were you gonna say that? Yeah.
Go ahead, Janet. Please.
Okay, I was gonna say if there's any topics that you guys want us to talk about or elaborate on that we talked about in the live, be sure to DM Ladies of Sosa on Instagram, reach out to them on TikTok, YouTube, whatever. Let us know so that we can continue the conversation and you guys can be involved as well. So I just wanted to plug that.
Yes. I love that. Yeah. Thank you. No, that was it. That was perfect. And yeah, when Christine says we're gonna be back to like content, we're gonna be back in the regular studio. So we need to figure out a way to differentiate like when we're going to be remote and when we're going to be like in the studio, but we're going to do more of these as well because this is a lot easier.
The main point is there's not going to be a Tuesday that passes without either a live or a podcast episode dropping.
For sure.
Yay, finally commitments, because if it does a live, I'll be in Minnesota in the cold, but I still can get on.
That's
true. Yeah, we love that.
So next Tuesday we'll be back on live. Let us know what y'all want us to talk about.
Also,
matchmaking, baby, we doing love. It's cuffing season, so
yeah, we're gonna do matchmaking.
Can I ask y'all to do one thing? What y'all do? Like, if you do post an episode that week, right? Let's just do a live after show.
We could do that.
That's smart.
Oh, that's
but then our episodes come out at 11 a.m. though. So you mean like at night? Like do the live that night.
Oh, like
that's what I'm saying.
Comments or something.
Yeah.
Or like,
we'll figure maybe the next day. Maybe the next day on Wednesday. But Pretty A said, "Can y'all do a girly episode where you discuss hair, skin, and regimens, outfits for your body type?"
Wait, why I gotta be the girly? Because the Sudanese niggas need advice.
You gonna be in Minnesota?
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty Ace. You know we did talk about that. We talked to Janet because Janet is our beauty and fashion guru,
our beauty consultants.
Yes, so we definitely talked about having like some content in regards to that. So I think actually that's a good idea.
Let us know how you would want that like crossover collaboration. Because we're still trying to figure out how to make it work because we definitely want to implement more of that beauty aspect of it.
Yeah, that has to be live. We can't be in the studio talking about beauty fashion. We got to be showing show it.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out how to make it make sense.
Y'all implementing, not AI.
Or you feel like would be
real quick, shout out to Anak, my favorite South Sudanese model. She killed the Victoria's Secret fashion show. Like she kills everything else that she does. Shout out to
killing everything.
As well, but
no disrespect to everybody else that did it, but you could tell the difference between like a model walking and like
for
low
sure.
Key, high key, we're not.
Hey, no shade. It is what it is.
No shade.
Because the body was banging. Okay.
If she's single,
Angel Reese killed it. Don't play with Angel.
I can drop everybody.
Key. Okay.
You want Angel? Angel not playing with you.
She's the same height. Come on, what's up? It's eye to eye.
If you thought I went off on you when I lost my key, Angel gonna go off on you for real if you lose her keys.
Nobody's gonna go off on me.
You'll be ready for it.
All right.
I love you.
Being prepared.
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Thank y'all. Good night.
Little live situation.
And if you're watching this after the live, please like, comment, share.
Can y'all like right now?
If you want to find love, join the live next Tuesday.
Wait, do y'all not want it to go for a whole? Do y'all not want it to go for a whole 2 hours?
You want to make it official? Okay.
Yeah, let's make it.
Wait, we're gonna go to 2 hours.
Tarek has his last comment about the cupping season.
If you want to get matched up on a date with Tarek, be on the live next Tuesday.
He said, "Man, this is not cuffing season. You guys see their family on Thanksgiving, buy gifts for Christmas, find a New Year's location, get a Valentine's Day escapade, wait until March King."
Tarek, you are so cheap, and you know you got some money.
Can I ask y'all if y'all want to do a quick trip to New York?
Avoiding the holidays and Valentine's Day is crazy. Just so you don't have to get a gift.
Quick question: Would y'all be willing to do like a middle of like December trip to New York?
Yeah,
it's gonna be. I'm tired. Every time I go to New York, it's cold and freezing.
Yeah, I need to go when it's hot. I'm tired of going.
You know how cold it's gonna be, bro. I was in New York for New Year's.
It's like, bro,
2020. When I tell you it was,
I can smell African dirty December.
I'll go to New York anytime. I love New York.
New York in the summer. I really want like a rooftop vibes. I hate going in the cold.
Yeah, summertime in New York.
We should do like you got some plays out there. What's New York like?
We gotta do an LOS trip.
My baby sister plays basketball out in New York, so like anytime later this year, if we want to go watch, we can go watch a basketball game of hers. She plays out there. And
we should.
Nice. Mano always says this.
No,
LOS, we're doing an international trip though for LOS. I think
Girl.
2026 would be a perfect year. I
I already
nominate
booked my
Jamaica.
Fiji trip if y'all want to pull up.
What the hell did they go?
We going to
We
Fiji.
lost our moderator. Well, that's our cue.
Yeah. Well, I think she did that on accident. But
Wait,
anyways,
she
we love
probably
y'all
did, 'cause
deep.
we got 30 seconds. Let's get to that.
Let me
What?
get these last comments.
Oh yeah,
What's
please read the
January in
comment.
Nairobi, December in Belize. Oh, Tark,
I
you
did it.
booked
It was
busy.
accident.
Oh, hi. Welcome back, my sister.
Yeah, it was accident. I just needed to.
Once again, we're auctioning off a date with Tarek next
Yes,
Tuesday.
he's 6'3". What? How much did he say he weighed? Hold on,
A
I got
high
y'all.
value man.
I got y'all.
Wait, he said
He's not
January
high
in
value.
Nairobi?
He said he was not paying for gifts during December.
A
He's
medium,
lying.
medium
That
to low
man-
value
He
man.
said, okay, so he's
He is the prize as well.
He's
So just know that
6'3".
coming into it.
He said he's 205, but he's trying to get down to 190. So he's in the gym locking in just in time for
Abs
He
customers.
has
earlier as
money.
well.
He has money for like to travel, and he can
Yeah,
get
you
you in
see
the
it.
city too.
He said, but December in Belize, January in Nairobi, he could take you around the world, girl.
Yes.
Lock
What
it
else?
in.
As long as you play for your flight,
His
there and
hairline,
that.
he got a full head of hair. That's good because I don't know how old he is. He probably his mid
Tall.
30s.
Think about,
Hairline not
schooling.
receding. That's good for the kids.
Yeah. But you gotta lock into next week's live though.
Y'all, okay,
We'll have him
but
on
we're for
there.
real. We're for real about to do like a matchmaking session.
Next Tuesday.
Next
Listen,
Tuesday.
we need more marriage. Bring back arranged marriages.
Yeah,
We need more
and this is for the
marriages in
whole Black
community.
diaspora. This
You know
is
what?
not just for
I
Sudanese
would be
or
down for like
Nigerians or
a
Africans,
friends
for
arranged
everybody.
marriage. I'd be cool with that.
Yeah, that's the
It's for
point. We're gonna
anybody.
arrange people.
Listen, if you want Tarek, pull up. We're auctioning him off for the holidays.
We're
Bidding
auctioning
starts at
Tarek.
$5. Anybody
Wait,
can afford it. It starts at $5 though. We don't know how much you're gonna go for. So y'all come with y'all pocketbooks, y'all Zells, y'all Cash Apps,
Okay.
and we're gonna see what Tarek's real value is.
we're selling
all
Tarek for
payment
cows.
goes to LOS.
No,
Get it
we're
down.
auctioning him off for a date with him, a chance because he's a prize. So we have to do like a raffle auction.
Okay.
So
period.
make sure when you come on next Tuesday, you cam up because we're gonna ask you to do a 360 so that he can see the material. Because he's not gonna show up if he doesn't like what he sees. So
yeah. Period.
that's it.
Okay.
That's all.
Well, thank you guys.
Want to add Tarek besides the laughing emojis? He said, "Sarah, you're supposed to be on his side."
We're not on your
I mean,
side.
I don't know. I'm mixed. I have mixed emotions, but yes, shout out to Tyra, I guess. Whatever.
All right, y'all.
We love you,
The
Tyra.
shade in that comment was nasty.
No,
Tarek said, "Do I pay for the date or is she paying for it?"
That's what I'm talking about. You see how he's
Well,
gonna
if she
play us?
pays to win the opportunity to go on a date with you, and then, well, don't. Okay, it has to be a reasonable date. It can't be to like a steakhouse. That's all I'm gonna. I know you bougie, Tarek. I know you only like.
No, the girl cannot pay for the date. We don't do that on our culture.
Yeah, that's not how we do it.
That's not how we do things.
See, look,
arranged marriage like
How
that.
about you take the money that she uses?
No.
like,
The girl cannot
and
pay
then
money
you
to
can
talk to
come with the
Tyra.
money.
Match it.
Yes. How about
The girl
that?
cannot pay money to
So
talk
y'all
to
gonna-
Tyra. We don't do that.
See, that's why y'all don't
It's
understand.
for charity.
Look, I can't help
Bye,
out with the
y'all.
planning.
Y'all, good night.
But we gotta
2
go.
hours.
We have to go. Yeah.
Well, the show will be at a free comedy show. That's the
Yes.
date.
Emmanuel.
Hold on, before we go,
The host.
That's cute.
Lil Cutie says, why don't Tarek and Sarah go on a date? The people are asking.
Oh, cutie.
See, look at y'all. Be
The people are asking.
Tarek, what happened? You was just commenting.
Little cutie. Oh, you got a little spice to you. I like you.
But I don't think Sarah's gonna want to. Okay, maybe Sarah can put in a bid.
How can we? You said what? Put in a
Maybe you
bid.
can put in a bid when
Me.
we're auctioning him off next Tuesday.
I'm gonna put in a bid.
Yeah.
You know what? I would love for y'all to go on a film.
Look, he put the eyes
that.
emoji.
That would be so much fun.
Emmanuel said, I second that.
Everybody's rooting for you guys.
We might need to do a live. We might be able
LOS
to-
marriage.
We could single-handedly like destroy tribalism because I'm Dinka and
I'm
he's
screaming.
Equatorian.
He's a lot of things.
Yeah, he don't. I don't think Tarek has our back like that. Tarek is a
He's
one
just trying
man
to number one.
Ugandan?
No, hold on. Tarek,
So
okay,
in
we
the
gotta.
border wars.
Yeah. What?
He said, "LOL. Let's see how big Sarah pocket is." Okay.
Excuse. See, this is the. Anyways,
See,
thank
that's
you
what I'm
guys
talking
so
about.
much.
A man that knows his values and wants a woman to splurge on. You got to have a woman that splurges on you. Because
Okay, Queen. I love that for you.
First off,
Yes, Tarek, you better get your worth.
That's his thing. That's called being a prince.
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted to be a king. A prince is crazy.
Prince?
No, you. Because here's the
John's
thing.
big age.
Who's the greatest of them all? Prince.
Princes were in their teens.
Minnesota Prince? What you talking about? Prince, the GOAT, Prince himself. You know what I'm saying?
Anyways, y'all.
Sometimes you don't want to be Michael Jackson. Sometimes you want to be Prince.
This was so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this live.
Thank you for hanging out. Y'all have a good night. Make sure y'all get up and go to work on time tomorrow and have a good rest of y'all's week.
Yes, we'll see y'all next Tuesday. Love you guys. Get on our
bye everybody.
Join our Discord, by the way. I'm about to restart our Discord, refresh it, revamp it. Join our Discord. We have conversations.
Yes, we'll be back. So Discord, I'm getting my PC back. So we might be able to do a Sosa movie nights. If you want to subscribe, get on the Patreon.
We should watch the people that they say they look at Avatar. Can we watch Avatar on Discord?
That too.
Oh, yeah. The new Avatar. Wait, did you tell her about the situation with the old girl?
Or the old one?
Oh yeah, I gotta talk to y'all about that later. But it's like somebody propositioned something for us. They think that we should do
after the pod.
Yeah. So we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Last comment, Tarek said he needs tall kids. I think that's Sarah. I think your
jeans Sarah's not short.
We can make something shake. We can make something.
First of all, I thought we were auctioning Tarek to the viewers, the audience.
The viewers said that they wanted to see y'all together. So
this is
I would put in the bid.
Tarek
acting like he don't got all the hype for the children. This nigga is.
That's what I was saying. I was like, his genes will outweigh,
He was asking you to bring something to the table. Like, what do you want me to bring to? You already tall.
You got to remember, she got the forehead.
Y'all can discuss that on y'all date, though. Y'all can figure that out on the date.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys very much for joining.
Thank you guys. Good night. How do I even get out of here?
You hit end.